it'll like
Thrust it into my hands.
after gesturing with like orator for a moment, like asking for that piece of paper back.
Doran's still just inspecting before he finally thrusts it into his hands and read through.
Oh dear.
Very concerned. You can see Doran gets very concerned. Let me just see if I'm just reading through these.
Do the others just not notice that we stopped? Because it's quite possible they may not have.
Well,
Probably
since three of five people have stopped, yeah, the mayor's kind of perplexed about what's going on.
Yes. I then do my illusion again because it's a cantrip. I'd say I've had a similar dream before of a crack in the well pillar, and I go back to just looking at this thing and cast detect magic.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't have a verbal component, does it?
It's part of my cards.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Phew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so his casting technically comes from the card itself, so it's not a truly casting.
I take out
the
the card.
spell.
I take out the card and just like every single other time, it just incinerates in my fingers, and I cast detect magic.
Roll a Constitution check.
Constitution. I'm not
Sorry, not sorry.
20.
Okay. You cast the spell. I assume you're. How close are you to the world pillar?
10 feet.
Okay. After you cast the spell, you feel extremely overwhelmed by the sheer volume of magic you're detecting around you. It's kind of like you feel like all of your senses are suddenly overwhelmed, but you managed to not pass out. So congratulations.
And because of that, I immediately dispel it.
What you have learned is that the World Pillar is probably one of the most powerful magical items you have ever experienced.
I mean, I would have guessed that, but I was trying to see if there was a bright spot coming from that crack, but if I can't tell the difference.
It's kind of the case that what you're sensing is like raw magic.
That's fine. Can I just give it a little so I can jump off from it?
You
And just
do
start making my way to the general store.
you do sense a sort of elemental quality about it.
Which makes sense.
Would you like to Arcana?
I would love to Arcana.
See if you can identify specifically what element.
20.
Okay, you successfully identify it.
I've got +7 Arcana. It's great.
It's very handy.
Are there prizes for guessing?
You learn that
Consolidation prizes.
this type of magic is usually associated with water and cold and things of that nature.
Makes sense. Makes sense to me.
But there is also there's a hint of something else you can't quite place.
I would presume that would be probably what goes in the shield.
Possibly.
But I'll presume that to myself. I just look at those, I give him a shrug and just jump off and start skipping my way to the general store.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you said, he has no freaking idea what to do about that, so whatever, continue what we're doing.
We have big problems right now.
Yeah, let's focus on the things we might be able to solve.
Right. You make your way. You make your way to the general store, And you see that there's kind of...
Oh yeah.
Oh, fuck. Thank you for the sub, Lucid. I'm just sitting here trying to gather my thoughts and... Oh, yeah.
Well, you know well do.
No, that's not coming from Ragnar.
I mean, most definitely we the lighthouse.
There's you see a sort of young woman, probably in her late 20s, standing with one of the guards. She appears to be wailing, but of course, there's very little sound apart from the occasional sniveling. Because what you've kind of noticed is it's very specifically your voice that is gone. But things that are generated by just like air passing through your nose or over your lips or things like that still produce sound. So it appears to be a very specific effect. It's a little bit eerie also. You see the guardsmen, once they notice the mayor, you see they kind of come at attention. He just kind of, waves them into, what's the fucking word? At ease. There we go. And he walks inside. Who all is will be joining the mayor inside?
I.
Orpheus will go, of course. Derzak.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yagissa, will she be coming as well?
Yeah, but she'll be staying near the door to keep an eye out.
Okay. Let's see. None of you have. Does anyone have a Constitution less than note? Note. 13.
Nope.
I have 13 exactly.
Okay, you're fine. Orpheus is fine. Okay, so you all have sufficiently strong constitution. You're not going to be overwhelmed by what you see.
Well, what do we see?
Inside,
Paint a picture, DM.
you guys remember the kind little old lady shopkeeper?
Yes.
She has been kind of split open. There's kind of blood everywhere. Some of them appear to have been, some of her blood appears to have been used to make some kind of ritual marks around her corpse. Who here has good nature?
I've got +5 nature.
Orpheus
I'm not.
Orpheus not great at, but he'll give it a go. Okay, he passes. Dorian, Dozak, you probably have good nature because you're a druid. Wisdom's supposed to be your thing.
Funny enough,
Intelligence.
nature is intelligence, and
Is it?
he wasn't really paying attention during those lessons, but hey, you might remember something anyway.
Well, he
I
passes
don't
anyway.
see anything. 10.
Dorian is a little bit squeamish about all the blood, but
Oh my god, your guess has better nature than I do. That's perfect.
Orpheus and Dozak realize that most of what should be in a body appears to be here, except the heart appears to be missing.
Oh, God, of course.
How cliche. Of course, none of you hear him say that.
Well,
You
of
just
course.
see his mouth move.
Does anyone speak Infernal?
Nope.
I'm checking just in case, but I don't think so. No. You guess do you speak it? Probably not. No, she doesn't.
Okay,
That'd be a
so
shock.
Orpheus recognizes some of the symbols. They bear a striking similarity to some of the script in Infernal. Oh, thank you for the host, Lucid. Much appreciated. But it's slightly off. It's like not quite infernal, but it's very likely to be a related language. Let's see if he can kind of guess at what they might mean. What would that be? I guess it'd just be a straight intelligence, wouldn't it? So I don't think it falls under any of the predetermined categories. Or if he has no fucking idea what they might realistically mean. He just knows they look a little bit familiar. Okay. So, would anyone like to do any other investigation?
Well, that's going to gesture to Dorian and the paper and point at the symbol.
Do they seem similar?
No, that's not what he's implying. But
I'm
sure,
not
go
sure.
ahead. There's no dirt to scribble in here.
Is what similar?
I'm just say 1 sec.
Yeah, what you've gathered is this was some kind of ritualistic killing. Oh, okay. As the mayor kind of looks over the scene, you see him go extremely pale.
He's got +8 Constitution. Christ.
Well, no, that's his save. He
Still stands.
Yeah, it's one of his main saves for his class.
Still stands as wow.
Yeah, he's of a pretty sturdy stock. What can I say?
If Dorian isn't going to get,
yeah, I don't get what he's trying to say.
Well, if he doesn't get it, then that's just going to take the piece of paper and. Can we just assume we brought the pen?
I give you not my inkwell and pen.
All right, and Dozak is going. Dozak will take the time to make as accurate a copy of each of the symbols as he can, so that we can check them later.
Right.
Okay, that's reasonable.
There's a library up in the lighthouse.
That's true.
And they're well travelled. Might be some infernal bullshit in there.
Oh. Well, I suppose it would probably be sensible for anyone who's going to be investigating to do an investigation check.
Shall I do one? I'm already doing something, so should I not?
Since you're doing since you're doing scribing, you don't have forgery you don't have proficiency with forgery, do you?
No, he's more copying them as if they're pictures rather than words or letters.
Yeah,
that'll just be easier if you don't understand what they are.
Give me a dex checks and add your proficiency bonus.
Okay, dex check plus. So yeah, just +2 to this. So 10.
Okay.
He is not an artist.
You make a sort of. It vaguely looks like it. Vaguely. Oh dear.
Looking vaguely displeased, he'll just shrug and keep that.
Or if he motions for it, since it's similar to a language he fucking speaks. Well, would speak if he could speak.
Those I cool. Hand it over.
Orpheus is basically going to be assisting on this. And then it'll be
It's
this,
just like 10.
this plus 2.
Does he just take the lead? Please let him take the lead. If he clearly knows the fucking language.
He doesn't know it. It's similar enough to a language he speaks. Okay, so he looks at it, and he kind of makes corrections to what Dozak has put down. And yeah, you more or less have an accurate representation of what these symbols are.
Didn't mean to click that. Just realized I had some stuff of character.
Okay. And then I guess Orpheus will. Okay, so that's that'll be that round of that. You have an accurate copy of the symbols around the body, of which there are 4. Or not 4, 5. Excuse me. All right. You do an investigation. Orpheus not great at investigation, but there we are. Oh, well, he didn't do too terrible.
Neither is Yugisa, so it's always worth rolling it.
Yagissa finds some kind of at the threshold. She finds a sort of yellow powdery substance kind of scattered about.
Lug thinks you should sniff it.
Well, she isn't Lug, and Lug isn't here.
You're right, Lug is stuck on the other side of bullshit impenetrable barrier. Now I'm getting
Yes,
really
for
drunk
now,
listening to your
for now we are.
Don't
happy.
worry, we'll be getting to Lug after we finish this investigation.
Lug is going to be too drunk to investigate here soon, going to just smash it against the wall until it breaks.
Does she have something to put it in? You know what? She's going to use her tinderbox to collect that powder for later examination.
I'm sure someone has a component pouch. They could probably have a spare vial in. Dorian.
Tinderbox. It doesn't matter too much.
I don't think I actually have any files, but sure, we'll say he does.
You don't have a component pouch?
I don't have a component pouch, no.
What kind of spellcaster are you?
It's a weird. I felt as if I cast my spells with cards.
Well, you know you can learn divination spells also.
Yeah, but I don't.
You just have to take the time
I
to
didn't
set
know.
it
I didn't even
Can
know.
I learn divination?
No, it's a class perk of his.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's fine. Probably some stupid math shit it is.
With
math shit.
with someone to teach him in like 2 hours
And 50 gold pieces.
and 50 gold pieces, he can learn divination spells.
To be honest, it's cheaper than wizards doing it. This is 100 gold pieces.
Well, yeah, it's because your entire class is kind of based off of the idea of divination.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, okay, fine. She collects a small sample of the powder. She also notices kind of around the body. It's not just symbols, but overall there appears to be some kind of design laid out in blood.
And the rest of us didn't notice this. How?
By having terrible investigation checks.
Well, she'll draw attention to that anyway.
You were just
I mean, there's 2 people.
You're just so shocked that someone would brutally murder this kindly little old shopkeeper.
Don't
Does
just
that
assume
give that
that's
much of a
not
shit?
surprised at all.
Don't think we give that much of a shit? Wow.
Actually, hold on a
He
minute.
gives a shit. He's just not surprised.
That's what I mean.
He's not surprised. I mean, an old lady running a store. She's a very vulnerable target. That's just a fact. There's some people who would stoop that low.
Yep. Yep, they would.
Oh, it's a real shame, honestly.
Anyway, she'll draw attention to that. Whatever it is written in blood for the two who are writing things to take note of.
Dorian,
Yeah.
would you like to insight with advantage?
Insight.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently not. My rolls are real shit tonight.
The symbology seems really familiar to you somehow, but you can't quite place it.
Oh dear.
And Orpheus does find one other little thing. It appears to be some kind of nail or claw or something. Kind of ragged but jet black.
A vial that's ragged and jet black?
Not a vial, a nail.
A nail.
Like a fingernail. A
That makes
claw,
more sense.
we'll say. Call it a claw.
Is it caked in any blood?
There is blood on it, yes.
Interesting.
You get the sense that the little old lady, as much as she could, did put up some kind of a fight. Some of the things in the shop are kind of strewn about as if there was a sort of struggle.
No, she is nothing but giant.
A miniature giant.
Okay, so the mayor kind of looks at you guys, and you kind of realize there's probably not much more that you're going to be able to get out of this scene. And you see the mayor go over to the poor little old woman, and he does some sort of he kind of makes some kind of symbol in the air over her head, and he takes off his sash and he kind of lays it over her eyes.
What the fuck is going on? Are you raping someone?
No, Tom, it's just general it's just general respect for the dead.
Are you not paying attention at all?
He
No,
hasn't
how
been
did
here
this-
for the past
yeah.
20, 30 minutes.
I was
Yeah, I had to
kinda
disappear
hoping
off.
he was gonna turn out to be a necromancer. He
I had
waved
to
the fancy
disappear.
symbol around, and she stands up. She's like, "Damn, that was some party last night."
Oh yeah, we can all talk now. It's just all a dream.
Mate, I want to go back. Mate, why have you done this? I want to go back to sleep.
Okay, so he kind of motions for everyone to leave, and as you're making your way out, you see he goes over to the poor young woman. He just kind of like holds her forehead to his, just kind of in a consolatory gesture.
Yeah. I am slowly getting.
And yeah, so he's kind of shaken by all of this, and he kind of he sure let you know that he's going to go back to his lighthouse and see
You will avenge her.
see what he can find. So Orpheus kind of has the suggestion that perhaps you see him kind of right in the dirt. Lug.
He's not here.
Kind of
Okay, well,
suggesting
question.
that maybe you should go check in with him, make sure he's not, just to check and see what's up.
He has eaten the eggs.
Not the eggs. You had to protect them.
So,
Couldn't help it.
shall you guys go pay a visit to Lug Lug?
These are not breakfast eggs. They are for protect.
Exactly. Protect eggs.
But those are the most tasty egg.
Hello,
No.
Durzak.
This was
Doran?
Make a gesture to the paper that they've been writing notes on.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go back to the. Basically, I want to go back to the library and find something on this if I can.
Okay. So you will accompany the mayor back. Dozak, Yugisa?
Yeah, Dozak will gesture for Orifir to lead the way, and well, you guess is just following along.
I mean, that makes sense. She is kind of Dozak's hired bodyguard.
Uh-huh. You mean it's his sex thing?
Not yet.
Slay.
Oh yeah, not yet.
Okay, so
Call them indentured servants. It makes them feel better.
as you guys make your way over into the barrier, which is technically off of screen, but I can't be arsed to go make a new thing, so we'll just pretend it's this field here.
Okay.
Yep, just pretend that that cart's not behind you. Oh, I can do it like that. And I'm going to need you. And where's Logo? There he is.
I'm in Northern Guard.
I found you.
Hello.
There we go.
We are on the same side of barrier now. Hello. How are you?
No.
Shit.
Barrier is very clearly between you guys.
Yeah. So you guys kind of walk up, and Aang's there with Lug. Thank you, Simon. Probably, or does that one of you?
That was me. Well, I don't know why it gave me that color by default, but okay.
That is the greatest
Actually,
barrier.
no, I've got the same
It's-
color. I've got the same color as you.
It's the
all-
same
all
color
Lug has
as next to your name.
All Lug has to do is walk around, and he can get past the barrier because it's just there.
You guys, you guys kind of walk up to the barrier, and Aang's kind of there. You see he looks kind of a little bit anxious, and then you see Lug, and he runs up and slams his hands against the barrier.
Comrades, it's been so long. It's been like 5 hours, but how are you doing?
Holy shit, he does get separation anxiety.
He misses the eggs.
It is really hard to protect you from this side.
Dozak is going to be quietly relieved that he's stuck on that side.
Or if you're kind of motions to Aang, that everything's okay. They're just things.
Stuck.
Can't Aang just airbend his way in, or energy bend his way in?
We blew this motherfucker.
Where is Aang's sheet actually? I need to do a check for him. He gets advantage as well.
Okay.
NPCs. He is under. Oh, I have him under the wood. Sorry, I have to keep. We have so many fucking NPCs. I have to keep track of them through different fucking pages or different folders.
I laid down in my chair. This was a mistake, not because I'm getting tired, but because my beer is now out of reach.
But
Oh
also
fuck!
getting
Okay,
tired.
so he got advantage. He notices that some of you have
A giant dice in the field behind them.
have a have a little bit of blood on your feet, and he looks kind of really concerned now.
That was his concerned sound.
You guys were making jam without me. Fuck you. You're no longer friends. You are enemies of Lug.
And so you see Aang kind of grabs Lug's arm, and you see him kind of really concentrate. And
Lug explodes.
no.
Well, in a way, your molecules explode and then reappear at the other side.
No,
Is that really, are you sure that's what you want to be? You want to happen when a child grabs you? Seriously, that's not okay.
you see a kind of silvery mist kind of envelops Aang and Lug. It appears to be a oh my god, what have I selected?
I'm gone! Oh, I'm back.
And you see that Lug and Aang teleport. It looks like the way that it happened, it seems like it was a real strain to actually force them into the space. And as they appear behind you, Aang kind of collapses to the ground.
Basically, this is Simpsons movie, and Ang is currently Maggie when she finds the sinkhole. And he goes, pop.
So naturally, the first thing Orpheus does is run over and, be all
Shout
concerned
Ang's
and
name,
shit.
but realizes he can't hear him.
He just it's more like he's just kind of making sure he's still alive.
Such caring.
And Lug swings around to you guys, and he kind of goes. You see his mouth. You see him seem to say something, and then no sound comes.
Well, we don't see his mouth. It's his helmet moves, but that's about it.
I say you see him make a gesture as if he's saying something. I did not see you see his mouth.
Shit, I knew I shouldn't have skipped out on those GSL language courses.
But Lug is now inside the barrier with you guys, and he can no longer speak. Fortunately, none of his stuff requires verbal components, though. So.
Yeah, all of Luke's stuff is just power.
Smash.
Yeah.
Lug smash.
Wait,
can't
my
even-
beer is on the cart! No!
Oh, there's no beer in this town, by the way.
Ang, you foolish bastard!
Orpheus
Lug-
kind of picks Aang up and just presumes to carry him.
Lug's going to fall to his knees and silently, lift his fists to the heavens
Just
and
weeping.
let out a
It's
silent
just
cry.
to him, it's like it's dramatic and stuff, but to the rest of you, you're just like, the fuck is he doing?
What?
Yeah, Orpheus is going to doesn't really care about the rest of you guys. He's going to run off toward the mayor's place.
I knew it.
Does that?
You
Yeah, we're going with. I mean, Lug may be a big babe, but he at least is not unconscious.
This was all part of our...
Lug, roll Constitution.
What? What?
Yes.
Are you just trying to see how drunk you are?
Yes.
IRL?
No, in-game. Roll Constitution for me. This is to see how impacted you are by failing to protect.
Is it a save?
Yes, it's a save.
Oh shit, yeah, because you're tasked with protection, aren't you?
Oof. You suddenly feel yourself being overwhelmed by the state of Ang, who you're supposed to be protecting.
Wait, I thought that was supposed to protect eggs. Oh, it's not eggs.
Well, as you've gone along, you've gathered a lot of things you have to protect.
Yeah, you
Oh.
kind of went too high.
Small, tiny elf children,
Weird red
puny,
boy.
puny,
Giant
confused
egg.
people, eggs.
Beer,
Beer's
fish.
very important.
You got a lot of protect to do.
Yeah. But I feel like the beer and the eggs are more important, but yeah.
So you guys are going to make your way to Lemaire's
Good
house.
boy is not with me!
No wonder he's had a bad one.
That's why he broke down.
Okay. Ragnar, what are you up to?
Don't know, what am I up to?
Probably wooing that.
You
boy.
stayed behind with Mayor's wife.
Yeah, I was protecting her by wooing her.
Or are you putting your dick in crazy?
Maybe. Are you?
In highly pregnant crazy.
Yeah. That just eliminates the chances for pregnancy.
Well, it also means that she has advantage on resisting being charmed.
It's Ragnar. He's the most charming man in the world.
I'm
As we
really
know
not, but
from
okay.
his wonderful escapades with the
Well,
barmaids.
just watch. She'll
Also
get
has
double ones or something.
Yep.
Wait, did she literally get that?
All right, so
Yes.
I've had to order you guys in order of arrival. Now that we've
Okay.
gotten to here. All right, so Ragnar, are you gonna try and put the moves on Lady Alcas?
I am.
Oh my.
Right. So do you want to do defense first, or do you want me to roll first?
Well, you're gonna roll first naturally.
Well, maybe. Give me a moment.
You know, we need to know whether there's any point in her rolling.
Yeah, that's very true, because I know that
she's
she won't have
she's such an
need
NPC. I don't actually have a sheet for her.
to.
Wow, that's just for
You can just make
NPC.
it up, it's fine.
I'm assuming you want to roll for charisma, yeah?
Yes.
Just give her like, just make up what she has in the top. Plus 20 sounds, and that sounds about right.
Well,
Yeah.
fortunately, the thing of it is, I'm not giving him an advantage on this.
No,
That's
that's
an
very
eight.
true.
So his first roll was an 8.
Advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, he is communicating without words. He apparently.
The literal language barrier.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's a literal actual communication barrier. So theoretically, I should even give him
Our-
disadvantage.
Seriously, just. Do I even need
Our-
to remind you about that?
Yeah,
Our
he had
stamina-
disadvantage there as well.
Yeah, but that works.
Oh, he did too? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Surprisingly.
Hence, the most charming man in the world.
Hmm.
Okay.
How in the fuck?
No, I did call that completely. I called that.
You did?
Well, the thing you have to remember too is that she has to also get her bonuses things added to because the saving throw.
Yeah, go on then.
So,
Give her a bonus.
You
roll.
tie at 8.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Nah, you just don't want me to fuck another human.
So now
Always.
we need just a straight roll off. All you have to do is beat a 7
Roll a
What,
d20.
George, just roll a d20.
in a straight
You know my
D20
lucky
roll.
Yeah.
She's almost wooed by it, but she remembers her vows and is like, she shuts it down.
Damn it.
She's not pissed. At least she doesn't come away pissed off enough that she'll just go to her husband immediately and be like, "Yeah, he tried to."
Yeah, she was
Okay,
into
man.
it for a little bit.
The next target is her daughter.
Oh no.
Speaking of which,
Little
Kadissa comes in, and her mother sees her, and she of course goes over, and Kadissa's like, I'm sure everything's fine. Dad's working on it. That kind of
Non-verbally.
the
Yeah.
kind of non-verbal communication that close family members can have.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Yeah, so I found that was going with consent.
Well, there's a lot of non-verbal communications humans do anyway. And she's going to kind of clean up for after breakfast and just kind of put things away in the kitchen. And Kadissa is going to kind of sit down and look a little bit concerned. But she knows something's going on. She just doesn't know what.
Yeah.
All right, Ragnar, you have about 15 minutes before Dorian and Dad come home.
Okay, so you want me to put the moves on her now?
I mean, you said you were.
Yeah, okay. I'll
I mean,
put the moves
that's
on her.
kind of what you said you were going to do, so...
Anything with a pulse? Without... Didn't even know what that was.
11.
Oh, okay.
Well, technically, you should have disadvantage because, again, you don't actually have the ability to use words.
That's true.
Ragnar knows the way of non-verbal talking.
I'm sure, but I'm still giving disadvantage because part of his advantage is being able to woo with words. Being
I agree
silver-tongued
with
is
Brandon.
part of that.
I know, it is a really good tongue.
So then it's 7.
I mean, you can still show off his tongue. With it.
What's she
Oh
got?
shit! I meant to make that with advantage.
How did I win?
You did it. You did it.
Oh,
16.
damn it,
Oh.
Brandon.
Wait, hang on. So
Yeah,
he
Brandon-
gets disadvantage, but she doesn't?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
she gets
that-
an advantage.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
How does she get advantage, but he gets disadvantage?
Yeah, I'm calling BS.
Because she's in
Yeah,
a
that-
disturbed state.
She,
You never offered someone sex in a disturbed state?
you've never dealt with girls with daddy issues before.
He's never dealt with girls, really.
Not untrue.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Daddy issues, or any issues in general.
She doesn't have issues. Her issue is her entire village is currently under some kind of mystical siege, and
Yeah, she wants.
everyone
all
is
that
in a
comfort.
frenzied panic. And
you know what
is,
she wants?
and her personality is duty bound. Which, as the mayor's daughter, she feels an obligation to safeguard said town.
Whatever you say.
Now, shop girl lady, I might have had a different opinion on because she's just kind of upset right now.
Well, I wasn't there, so.
Yeah, I know. It's shame because I made her specifically for Ragnar, then Ragnar stayed back.
Oh,
Oh, thank God.
damn you, Brandon.
I mean,
You should have like. You should have been like. You should really go, Tom.
Well,
The fate.
I
you
didn't.
feel
I didn't want to. I didn't want to influence your city, but let me put it this way: I could have had the shopkeeper have a son or a daughter, and I chose specifically for her to have a daughter.
Oh, okay. Right.
But here we are.
Rip.
I'll find her later on. It's fine. You guys
God.
should tell me about her, and I will live to comfort her.
Maybe when we can
We're
talk.
not telling you about her, for fuck's sake.
It's like Dorian should tell me about her.
When maybe Lauren has other things in mind at the moment.
Yeah. So after that, after getting shut down for the second time, Dorian and the mayor come in. Do you want to hit on the mayor while you're at it?
Sure. Yeah, why not?
Lauren's gone past the mayor, past everything else, and it's going up to the light.
Cadissa sees that her father is upset. He's clearly, visibly upset because he's like all pale and stuff, and she kind of gives a little shoulder squeeze and runs off.
I'm not hitting on him. I'm telling a joke in non-verbal form.
to help her mother probably get tea or something. All right, let's see if you can improve the mayor's mood.
Mm.
All you have to do is pass a DC. 10. Well, you did it. Okay. You fucking flatmates using sunflower oil for cooking. What?
That's not a good sign.
It burns everything.
Is that why you're coughing so
so
much?
Yeah.
It's because it has a low smoke point.
It vaporizes and gets everywhere, and it burns my throat.
Yeah, because it has a really low smoke point. Not ideal for certain applications. Anyway.
I think.
But it doesn't affect anyone else, so I can't do anything about it.
Just suffer in silence. Or semi-silence. Okay, so you improve the mayor's mood a little bit, mostly just because you've distracted him by being confusing.
As usual.
And his daughter comes back and gives him a cup of tea, and the wife comes over to sit down with him, and you see him writing out some stuff, and his wife looks at it, and you see her go, kind of shocked at what's happened. Because now she's aware of the death of the kindly little old shopkeeper.
Oh yeah.
It's a real shame. She was such a spiritual lady. Can't imagine they kind of it's that kind of thing of the look people get when they're like, I can't believe that anyone would do such a thing.
Oh yeah.
And then about 20 minutes later, everyone comes through. You kind of hear like this massive clinking, clanging sound.
My face, like, I'm like, because I know who it is. And I run outside,
Yes.
hoping that he's brought beer.
And you hear a loud kind of clink, clank, and the mayor's like, what the hell is this? and he goes to the door. And he's not quite prepared for what the fuck is about to come past.
No one's prepared for luck. But they just take
Dozak is prepared. He has a note for the guy.
it. This is luck.
He's
Prepare thyself.
he sees Orpheer cradling a small person, kind of brush past, and the women folk will jump into action to figure out what the fuck's going on with this. And then there's Dozak, who hands him a note, and then like this giant 8-foot tall armor-clad person that has to like duck down to make it through the doorway.
I can imagine that that Lug likes his steak peppered.
And the mayor just
later.
kind of reads this note, just a little bit bewildered. This is not the day he had planned.
This is not the day any of us had planned.
Nope.
You think I'm enjoying myself? My beer and my puppy are on the other side of stupid barrier, but little child decided he would risk his life and teleport me over here. Yes,
Just
like,
to
it
us,
is
it's
what
just
we want to
silence.
do.
And none of us could hear
Just see
him.
this
I'm
is-
just so happy.
We just see him like gesture a lot, and we're just like,
Oh, he must be happy.
And so Ragnar, of course, runs over to Lug,
Mm-hmm.
who's just kind of cramped in the hallway.
obviously.
Lug's shield couldn't actually fit through the door.
So he's now classed as a normal-sized human.
Yeah, so he's now a medium creature instead of a large creature.
Wait, what happened to my shield?
It's outside. It doesn't fit.
It won't fit through the door.
Then I stay outside.
he doesn't leave a shield.
Doesn't need a shield.
Okay, fine. Lug is outside with Ragnar. Dorian,
I gesture towards Ragnar. Try and fuck things again.
I'm just imagining Lug with like one hand like making an O and the other hand just to Ragnar.
I gesture to him beer. As an avid alcoholic, he should understand.
I fall to my knees and raise my up to the sky again.
I join him in that action, knowing what he means.
Oh,
Oh,
dear.
Jesus. Dorian, what are you up to up there?
I've been looking at books, which I can't read, but I'm just collecting them. I'm
Okay.
collecting books more in the Draconic script. Well, not Draconic, Infernal-ish script, because that's what I saw there. Well, that's what it looks like these characters are, correct?
It looks, well, it looks to be some kind of lower plane language.
No. Okay, yeah. Then I'm collecting what I presume, I have no idea really, but what I presume to be scripts and books on the ritual, on rituals, on blood anything. If they have anything on blood magic, but more
Spit it out,
rituals.
you fool! Spit
Fair
it
enough.
out!
Me can't hear you.
Orpheer, because he can't use any of his healing spells he would normally use. Of course, because they all have verbal components. So, you see him digging through his cloak, and I guess Dozak and Yugis are the only ones party to this.
Yeah, Dozak will
He pulls out a small.
help if he can.
He pulls out a small kind of gold-colored wooden whistle
That sounds legit.
that has some kind of flowy script that Dozak recognizes as Sylvan.
Oh, great. Yeah,
Yay,
he,
looks like a reed.
he mutters to himself, "You better not be inviting more Fae to this madhouse."
And so Orpheer takes the whistle and he gives it a long blow. It releases a very sort of high pitch and flowy sound.
That nobody can.
No, we can hear that.
We can't hear voices. We can't.
You do hear the whistle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear sounds. So you can hear like that's how we heard you, basically.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
He was earlier whistling onto himself.
Yeah.
So.
And you kind of feel anyone who has a proficiency in Arcana or Nature and a passive perception higher than 12 will kind of feel something happening. You notice the mayor's tea kind of starts to rise up out of the cup. And a fey creature appears.
Hubba hubba.
Those are his worst nightmare.
I was like, just going to say silently, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
So this is Zelipe.
Wow, she's sexy.
Yeah. Well,
A kind of golden silver green mist cloud kind of appears, and this very busty, scantily clad woman kind of appears.
I want it.
And
I don't think you know what to do.
you see her kind of look very happy, and she kind of grabs Orpheer and buries his face into her bosom.
I walk in at this moment, get angry, and then punch you. Just like, how did you do
Not
this?
going to lie, I read Speaks with Breasts.
Well, that's fine now.
You guys are awful.
No shit.
And you kind of see Orpheer kind of like
She
push
has
her.
such nice assets.
You see Orpheer kind of push her back. She has you can tell she's a fae because she has kind of large butterfly-like wings as well.
I instantly rip off all my clothes.
You see Orpheer kind of push her back. Orpheer is a little bit blushed by all of this, but you see him kind of motion to Aang, and she says, "Oh, of course."
Wait, she can speak?
And
I want to come in through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man.
you, I do not recommend destroying the mayor's house.
I'm sure he'll understand when this woman is standing on the inside.
And
I think he's also thinking the same thing.
And you see her kind of kneel down at Aang. She goes, "Oh, poor little thing," and she kind of lays her hands on him, and he revives. And you see he kind of reaches up, and one of his hands kind of grabs one of her breasts.
I'm like, huh?
That's two that you haven't done.
And she, of course, she responds by giving him a big ol' hug, of course. And Aang is very pleased by this.
Who is luck? No, how is luck?
So he holds it. You're able to talk while none others can, and she kind of looks at your note. She's like, "What do you mean?"
We're just like,
He'll say, and very plainly with he'll just very plainly say, and of course no sound will come out, but he'll observe for yourself.
Okay. Does she have? Oh, she has perception. Perfect. As she kind of takes stock of her bearings, you see she kind of shivers a little bit. And she's like, "Oh, well, that's not very good."
You think?
And she's like, "Oh, you poor dears."
And she
Sounds
gets
like
my loot out.
Thursday is going to just glance at Orifir, just like, what the hell have you done?
I've got my loot out and just starting playing now because I'm bored.
Oh god, you're gonna end the world now because you're bored.
Yeah.
That is how this world will end.
Not with a bang, but with a board Ragnar.
Yeah,
can believe that.
exactly. Actually, with Ragnar involved, it may well be a bang.
Orifir reaches for
Only if you're lucky.
the paper, and you see he seems like kind of embarrassed as he writes down what's going on, and he hands it to Dozak, and it says this is Zelipe. She has been my family's nanny for centuries.
You lucky bastards.
God, I wish I was an elf right now.
Hey Ragnar, let's help each other out. I'll beat the shit out of you, you beat the shit out of me, then we ask if she can take care of us.
Perfect. This is all done through not verbal communication, but we're just signing to each other.
Signing to
We
each other.
understand. We're just like.
No,
But-
it's even less than that. We've locked eyes.
Yeah.
The communication that's transpired through eye contact alone.
Yes. We're just like.
But yes, Zelipe is very pretty.
You think?
I require this one.
Can she be in our party forever?
Well, she has fairy business to attend to.
Fuck her fairy business.
So will I in a minute.
You mean that literally, don't you?
Well. Well done.
Dorian, of course, is not. Dorian, are you curious at all about this whistle?
No, nope.
Okay.
Why would he give a shit?
Are
He
you
knows what's
curious
going on
about
in
the?
books.
Are you curious about the strange magic sensation you felt?
I am a bit curious, but I'm more focused on books.
Okay,
It
fair
is
enough.
Simon. He is asexual.
Books! Books
Yeah.
are important. Books
All
are
right.
showed away.
So Orifir, then she kind of
I
goes.
need that whistle.
She kind of looks around and she's like, "Oh, this is very, very dark magic indeed."
I just point at myself like, yeah, I'm dark as well. Maybe we should get together.
Mm.
She can't understand me, but
You can hope.
yeah.
Dozak, did you have any questions you might like to ask her since you're standing here?
What's her number?
No, at the moment he's still kind of, she's a fae. He does not like fae. So he's going to give her a wide berth.
Why don't you just blow fire at her and tell her to piss off?
Because he's not silent. Fuck you.
Orifir kind of writes a message to her that's like, "We think this might be Fae related. Can you help us?"
If he's using that same piece of paper, that piece of paper is like covered in all our previous conversations as well. So
Yeah, well,
she'll have a good recap right there.
She's like, okay, yeah, I understand.
she's like,
Wow, some people have terrible handwriting.
she kind of looks over the notes that you have and reads things about like the hearts and stuff, and she kind of goes, she's like, this doesn't sound like a Fae. Not even an Unseelie would do such a thing.
Yeah, I was getting that feeling already.
Shouldn't we tell her about the Fae who just tried to kidnap a village for their children?
I mean, if you'd like to, you'll need like a piece of parchment and a pen, and you'd have to write out the story.
Might be a
I'll
while.
play the story on my lute.
You do also, Dozak. What's your perception? Your passive?
Passive perception is 13.
Okay, that's just high enough. You needed to be 12. You notice that Cadissa's otter, upon seeing the fairy, kind of chittered a little bit and scampered off.
Wish I
Much
could
like you,
do the
Dozak.
same.
Yeah.
Hang on. 1 second. Can we hear that otter chittering?
Yes.
Why the fuck can we hear that otter chittering when we couldn't hear a cat meowing?
Ooh, that's true.
Mm.
He's going to stop, look after it, and narrow his eyes.
That's the demon all along.
And he's just internally, he's going, you got to be fucking with me. Surrounded by Fae. Always surrounded by Fae.
Well, you'd have to examine the otter thing, wouldn't you? Do you have any kind of sense magic?
Let's
If
see.
you want to harass Dorian, he can ritual cast detect magic again.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything. And if I did, I would still require a verbal component.
Yeah.
Detect evil.
But still, he will write down what he just noticed and hand that off to Dorian since he has the detect
But Dorian's
magic
upstairs.
bullshit.
Dorian's upstairs, so you go upstairs.
Yeah, I'll go up to
Okay,
Dorian
so-
and just.
You go upstairs.
10
You
books.
Dorian's just kind of like pulling books off a shelf. You kind of tap him on the shoulder. You give him a note that says, "Orpheus summoned a fucking fairy, and I think the otter is evil."
No, he'll say that earlier a cat meowed in the. I don't remember where it was, but still, earlier
The cat's around.
a cat,
It-
the house cat couldn't hear it meow, but the otter, we can hear that. Why? Just
I'll go-
like that fucking fairy.
I will do my because I can't be bothered to write any. I'm still just pulling books out while I turn back to do a look, taking books, and I do my cantrip, minor illusion, and just say, "Have you asked the owner of the otter?" I can't remember her name.
what is that sound?
He'll respond on the notes.
Oh, is that
maybe
you,
the mood-
Ragnar? Okay.
Maybe.
I was like, okay.
He'll respond in note form. No, but you can detect. But you're able to detect magic despite the silence.
I give a nod to that, and then ask, do you want me to detect magic or detect good and evil around it? Followed with detect good and evil detects Fae.
He'll pause for a moment, and then he'll note detect the fucking.
I give him a nod.
So you're doing detect magic?
Detect good and evil.
Oh, detect good and evil.
Because if that fails, that otter is part fucking Fae.
How? Okay, then I will. Actually, because I don't want to spend another card, I'm going to spend 10 minutes up here. No, 12 minutes up here to ritually cast it. I think I ritual cast it.
Yeah, and he'll add on the note. While you do that, I'll ask the mayor's daughter directly about.
I'll begin ritual casting detect good and evil.
Okay.
But that's going to be a short while. It's going to be quicker to see just to get an answer.
Alright, so show me 30 feet.
And it's for 10 minutes. Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
So I'm doing it upstairs so then I can walk downstairs with it on and just walk around.
Well, I mean,
Hopefully ignore-
30 feet is going to be a good portion of the whole fucking lighthouse.
If you guys don't know what this is,
The
I'm going to be
lighthouse
very
is that
disappointed
short?
in you.
I said a good portion, not all of it,
I
obviously.
was gonna say.
I mean, think about how high 30 fucking feet is, Simon.
Yeah, but
That's like 3 stories. I mean, sure, it's
a
like
lighthouse.
it's like a 10-story building, but that's over a third of it. You can instantly detect.
30-foot radius of 60 foot. 60
I mean, a
foot
seal can't get that fucking far away, can it?
An
Yeah.
otter, but yeah.
It's same thing.
But yeah, I'm still going to begin ritual casting, and I'll let Dozak go off to.
But
ask.
yeah, Orpheus kind of drags Aang along by his ear, with Fairy moving along in tow, too.
With Ragnar and Lug also following in tow.
Well, Ragnar following directly.
Yeah,
Look
Lug
outside,
just
going
looking.
window to window.
The Agissa kind of just sees the mayor and his wife and his dog just kind of looking at each other like, fuck if I know. It's just that kind of fucking day.
You guess is probably going to share in that look because this. I don't think this is her speciality.
Yeah, the mayor's just
Kind of
like,
outside her wheel.
the mayor just has this kind of like haunted, bewildered look, just like, what the fuck is going on in my life? Yesterday I was just the mayor of a quiet little town in the middle of fucking nowhere.
God, we
One
pretty
word.
ruin wherever we walk.
Hey.
No, one word. Us.
No, I'm pretty sure it's the Fae's fault. We're just
Yeah,
incident.
but we're probably the reason why
I
it
think
happened.
it's Faye.
It's a little coincidental that
At
this
this
happened
point.
when we appeared.
All right, Orpheus
It's not
and
fair.
Orpheus and Aang come into the library with Dorian with this green fairy woman in tow. And Aang just kind of excitedly runs over to Dorian.
Doran's midway through a ritual, so
Dorian
very focused.
couldn't give a shit.
He kind
Very
of
focused boy.
he just kind of looks on incuriously, because what kind of elven child wouldn't be interested in what the bringer of sweets is doing?
You're like a god, even to him.
Apparently, I'm a god to multiple people.
Exactly.
And they're just kind of they're just kind of standing around Dorian watching this ritual casting going on. Dozak makes his way downstairs. Ragnar is of course playing in the hall, following this fairy lady.
Yes.
I'm
Lug,
surprised not even the other fairy had commented
Lug.
on my loot. It must not be that important of a loot.
perhaps
That's
not.
too evil enough.
But Lug, is the power of boners stronger than the power of shields? John?
I think you went. I think
Unstoppable force in movable objects, anyone?
yeah. I know, right?
Kind of.
You'll win both.
Huh?
Is the power of boners stronger than the power of shields?
Power of shield is very powerful. Power of bone is also very powerful.
I have to say that I think the years of brainwash trainings
Yeah.
made the power of shield more powerful.
But he's still followed by window.
He's just kind of standing around. It's like
Right.
it's a good thing they haven't invented boom boxes yet.
Right. So, well, great. She's got a little fan club following her around.
Dorian's just so focused he's actually not noticed anyone come in. Just focused.
Can't you even hear the Dwarf Fortress loot?
I can't actually hear it.
Oh, turn it up. It's Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah, because I got really muted. Oh,
Well, funnily enough, she does have the ability to charm mortals.
apparently just passively.
Yeah.
Let's face it, with you two knuckleheads, she doesn't need to.
Exactly, just passively doing it.
I don't think she even realizes we're there.
Dozak, did you want to do a insight or would it be an insight or a history? Because you would you would know a little bit about Fae being a druid.
He's not paying attention, is he?
No, Lewis is downstairs. No,
Oh, right, yeah.
Those like downstairs.
It's kind of more retroactively. Would he have recognized her when he saw her before?
Oh,
So he'd have a little bit of idea of what kind of fairy she is.
Alright, well, I'd go with insight because he'd identify them more from gut feeling than anything else.
Fair enough. Excuse me. Okay, all you needed to pass was 10, so you're very lucky.
Wow.
nice.
You recognize that she is most likely a wood nymph.
Oh, great.
Oh yeah, because she defo wants my wood.
Would I realise that she definitely wouldn't want said wood?
You
For
would.
reasons.
You would, because you know that dryads are what happens to wood nymphs when they indulge in such things.
Yes. He'll put that in the back. Put that file that way in the back of his head
I'm not
because
telling anyone.
he sure as fuck ain't telling Ragnar. Let him waste his time.
Yeah.
It's about time you encountered someone who can say no.
Wow.
Beyond just the situational no.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, he won't let me try my luck, so it's fine.
don't do that, computer. All right, Ragnar, you're downstairs with the mayor and his family, who's just fucking bewildered at what's happening in his house.
Yeah. Okay.
You see him just kind of playing with his old L.E.O amulet,
But okay.
just like wondering how his life has gotten to this point.
I'm just gonna walk up to him, point at our little amulet, and shrug like.
And you're upstairs.
Oh
that's
right, I
the
thought you said
wrong
I was
person.
downstairs.
Yeah, you probably said the wrong person. You meant
Wait,
I meant
When you
Dozak.
mentioned-
If I said
you mentioned
Ragnar, I was trying to say
okay.
Dozak.
Fuck.
Well, there is one other thing that I wanted to do while he was down here, of course, and that was just writing a note to ask a question of Mrs. Cardcaster here.
Is she single?
No, that's not what he's asking, you ingrate.
Wow.
He's going to ask about that otter. Is the otter a familiar of yours? Fae in nature?
Okay. Well, she is going to be a little bit evasive about this. For reasons that I can't quite explain to you yet.
This is time for you to call down Ragnar to persuade.
because that worked so well in the past.
Wait, no, my persuasions have actually gone really well. It's just my
Yeah, I
never
know.
goes well.
I know they have. It's uncanny.
Okay.
Insight. Is
Yeah.
it? Is,
I think it's insight in it against
Yeah.
Yeah, be inside.
You can tell that she's being evasive about it. She's kind of just like I don't quite know what you mean. He's an otter.
Dozak is going to sigh a bit, and is going to elaborate in the note. Your otter was able to vocalize, while no other creature can. No other creature except Fae. And shitty persuasion, but whatever.
Okay.
So I get advantage because I'm kind of just
Pressing the
pointing
issue.
straight at it.
Yeah.
Pointing
has a
straight
point.
at the thing that, yeah, you might as well tell me because I kind of already figured a bit of it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's resisting persuasion. What would you roll against persuasion?
Wisdom save?
Deception. Oh yeah,
wisdom save.
No, it's not her deceiving him. It's her resisting him, pressuring her.
Yeah, wisdom
Yeah.
saving throw. Because I'm a charisma caster, so mine's a wisdom saving.
Yeah, wisdom save makes sense. She kind of remains evasive about it.
All right, he'll shrug, pocket the piece of paper, and
Intimidation.
bother
No, just
and
wait.
just go elsewhere because if she's not going to cooperate, we can be angry at her later for.
You do get the sense that she's not trying to be like maliciously deceptive. She just doesn't seem to want to talk about it with you.
Maybe if we try Simon.
That's why he's just going to shrug
All
and
right.
drop
So
it.
about this time, Simon is getting his detect good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
So if I let me pull up detect evil and good. You know there's an aberration, celestial fate, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Some of you know if there is a placed object within 30 feet that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. So fortunately for you, none of that will realistically apply, except for maybe if something moves outside of the walls of the lighthouse.
Yes.
So you'll be able to basically sense everything inside.
Yep. That's the aim.
So you can sense an
The
elemental.
massive Fae next to me.
You can sense the massive Fae next to you. You sense an elemental downstairs, and you detect a wide variety of magically consecrated items all throughout this house.
Makes sense. They're adventurers. Of course, don't have magical items. Dorian's gonna just look up and then get really puzzled because there's suddenly a lot of people around. He remembers being on his own. Just look really puzzled. And who's that then?
You also get a slight fiendish tinge from Orifir and a slight fey tinge from Aang.
And then do minor illusion. And then do hi, who are you?
Orifir doesn't have minor illusion. He finds a piece of paper and starts scribbling stuff. She kind of moves over. She's like, "I'm Zelipe. Pleasure."
I give a smile because hey, it's always nice to give. And then say, I'll be back in a second. Well, say with my minor illusion, I'll be back in a second, and I hop my way downstairs.
You're just going to ignore the fact that someone just spoke to you and you heard their words.
My brain has been I've spent 10 minutes on one thing. I'm gonna work on it.
Okay.
One thing at a time.
Fair enough.
One process at a time.
Actually, yeah, you do sense, actually, you sense 3 kind of elemental things, but one is strongly elemental and the other is kind of fatally elemental.
So yeah, I'll skip my way past the fact that I was actually talked to. Okay, his brain will get to that in a second. And make...
Alright, you make your way downstairs.
Where's the elemental sources from?
You sense the faint elementals are the mayor and his daughter.
Makes sense.
And as you get closer, you sense a third one inside Lady Alcas.
Awesome.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Strong.
You sense a strong sense inside the kitchen.
Strong sense from inside, stronger than the father and daughter.
Yes.
Father.
Interesting.
As I presume you make your way toward it.
I am not making my way to. It's more a case of I'm just nod to myself, a bit confused, and then head to the kitchen.
Okay. Well, that's heading toward it.
Okay. Oh, when you say it, you meant the.
I meant the strong source of elemental energy.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Okay, you make your way into the kitchen and you find the otter kind of curled up under the table. And it kind of chitters at you as it sees you enter the room.
Give it a little wave.
And you sense from it the strong source of elemental energy.
Stronger than anything else in the house, I presume.
Yes.
Give it an interesting nod to myself. And then I will skip my way back to the kitchen, that dining area, lounge area.
Okay.
Just going from place to place to place. Give a nod. Give a interested nod to Dozak, followed by using my no illusion. I turn to the lady and to the other card caster and say, and then my no illusion. Your otter's not an otter, isn't it?
You see the mayor kind of cast minor illusion, and it kind of he does it in an interesting way that makes it so that you can read it, but I guess it can't. And he goes, "Of course not."
He stands in the middle between it.
Yeah, exactly. But again, it's minor illusion, right? It's it's visual magic.
Yeah.
So you guess it can't read it, but you can. And what it says is that, of course not, but we cannot discuss these things with outsiders. You should know this.
I give a response of, I don't know this, but if you say so.
And they just seem a little bit confused by that response.
And I return the confused look. Followed by a shrug. Because I'm not about to display what it is in front of everyone.
Well, you say everyone's literally Dozak and Yugisa downstairs. Everyone else is upstairs at the ferry. Except for Lug, who is outside.
It's more a case of... Okay, yeah. I'll do minor illusion towards Dozak and then do not Faye. I just put that.
He'll nod and we'll go back to keeping an eye on Lug through the window. What the hell is he even doing? He looks like he's trying to jump and look through a higher up window or something.
I'm gonna go back to my books.
Oh,
Okay,
that's a good point. Does Lug try and climb the tower?
Oh dear.
Lug?
I mean, if he's like just jumping, trying to look through the window, there's going to be like a death, like clang, clang.
That's why I'm curious. Does he try and actually climb?
Would you think he'd be able to?
No, said.
He's strong as hell, so probably, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's probably
But he
strong
doesn't
enough
want to
where
let go of
he
his
could climb.
shield?
Yeah.
I mean, he could even use his shield as like a leg up.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to. The
But he
point
never
of
will
him
leave
not
his shield.
being in is because he doesn't want to leave his shield.
He never
Ah,
used
yeah,
the
I
shield.
see.
Yeah.
True, but he could probably actually strap his shield to his back, like a normal person who can carry a shield would do.
Do you? I feel like yeah. I feel like the shield would basically the bottom would scrape on the ground.
Depend on how it would be. It would depend on how it's situated, wouldn't it?
Anyway,
I'm going to assume though that Lug has the ability to carry a shield however the fuck he wants.
Oops, wrong tool.
You're going to minor illusion at Duzak?
Everyone.
At everyone.
I'll be upstairs with my books and skip my way back upstairs.
Okay. So, you have a bunch of books, several which you can't read.
Yep.
Between everyone in the room, you have people who can read Sylvan, Elvish, and Dwarven.
No one can do Infernal or...
Orpheer can read Infernal.
Because those symbols.
And you can
are-
read Primordial.
Yeah,
There's a lot of fucking languages in this
there
room.
is. There is.
Heck, if you went and got Dozak, you'd have Celestial too.
I cantrip into the air. That was a blood ritual that we saw, probably, of some kind. I feel this is probably of multiple messages. I feel this is more infernal, more demonic. Whatever's causing this.
She kind of reads. She's like, I would agree.
And it's only now that I pause and go, and then I do. How do you talk?
Well, she's like, well, have you researched any type of bestiary or demonomicon?
A demon, whatever?
Is one of those 26 books Dorian read a Demonomicon?
I don't know.
What kind of orphanage would you have come from if they had that?
It's a
They accidentally put the
Roll-
Necronomicon in the
roll a
public library.
roll a d20 with disadvantage.
You know what? If that is one of them,
DC
it's
12.
because it was a secret book of the. It was a secret book of the.
No. You almost had it.
Damn it.
It's a case that it wasn't just the orphanage. I was also in a monastery for a while.
I get it.
So you're a nun.
Nun? Monk.
He didn't say a nunnery, he said a monastery.
Oh, I can't get this. God.
And for a while he was homeless as well.
So, a monk.
Yeah, so it
Pretty
was
much.
originally it was the orphanage until like 12. Then he was homeless for a while. Then he went off to a monastery. And in every single case, people die because the cars exploded on him. Good times.
That sounds legit.
So, Zelapi is going to assist you.
Yay.
I assume that's Ragnar's heavy breathing.
Apparently not. I was burping.
Oof. She is not having any luck. I think she's distracted by Ragnar.
I think this is Lucid. This is the sound of Lucid breathing heavily outside the window.
Why is she distracted by me? What am I doing? Am I charming her?
I don't know.
Oh.
Or possibly it's the loud clanging of someone jumping outside.
I do not regret this suggestion for an instant.
Or both. I think both.
Oh dear. This is perception for. Sorry. Brandon?
I'm sorry, what was that?
This is perception for what?
She's looking around the library. So it takes her about 30 minutes. But she does eventually find a dusty tome. That is some there. She found several actually. She finds 3, or no, actually, you know, we'll roll for how many she finds out because I don't want to just dictate all the time.
2.
She finds 2. She finds 2 books that have information on supernatural entities. Orpheer doesn't excel at reading. You see Orpheer kind of sit down with his cousin and... Oh, someone has sent me a message. And Orpheer, you see Orpheer just kind of sit down with his cousin, kind of to keep him out of the way, and you see him pull out a lute.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look and be like, huh?
Oh, my little nerd in training is not joining.
He could do, but...
Alright.
There we go. Orpheus doesn't know very many songs on the lute.
But knows this one.
Yeah, it's just he's just contributing by being atmospheric.
As you do.
So she finds out two Demonomicons. Are you guys going to read through it?
Yeah.
I want to. The case
No
is a
one-
case.
No one rushed to question why these fine folks have these.
Have what now?
This house has been with them for generations. I would be surprised if they didn't have these.
Didn't have these what?
The Demonomicons.
Oh,
They are travelers.
Yeah,
they
I'm just
are
saying,
adventurers.
no one rushed to question why they have them.
They kind of make
travelers,
sense.
they're
for them, though.
adventurers.
I'm definitely not.
They've lived here for many generations. They
Oh,
probably
yeah,
don't
but
even
the
know
point-
what all of these books are.
That point still stands. Anyway,
Dorian's gonna skim any that he can read.
at some point, the mayor is
oh
going
Oh my
to
god, John's asleep.
come up and join you guys.
wait, did Lucius literally just fall asleep?
Yeah, I think he fell asleep.
Is
I just heard him snore.
Lucius,
John?
are you there?
Oh dear.
That's a lot of booze.
We won't.
Okay, so Lug tucking himself out by jumping a hole while he's taking a nap outside.
Eventually, you just hear a loud. You hear.
They just hear, yeah.
He just kept jumping until he passed out. He says, "Turns out he is mortal after all. He can get tired." All right. So you're
Someone needs to fucking.
you're searching through the Demonomicon.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to be looking for?
I'm looking more into rituals. Maybe something about summoning, possibly.
Well, the Demonomicons are kind of more of a
About the creatures.
yeah, they're kind of more. It's more like a bestiary for demons. If it does mention rituals, it's usually by creature. So you can use that as a method of screening through different creatures. Like, oh, this one doesn't do this kind of thing. Jesus Christ.
I was going to say keep in here because that's totally in character because Lug's out there snoring on the ground. And we can all hear him. It's the only thing besides
Are you
the
moving
loop
into
we
live
can
channel
hear.
2?
Yeah, I don't think we shouldn't be I think it would be unkind to John to leave him there, or to leave him in here. So
Okay.
No,
I mean, because you know, it's a kind of his private thing, you know. So
yeah, he's fucked. He's fucking dead.
it's okay. If he wakes up, he'll be back.
Yeah.
So-
If not, then he's asleep.
For clarity, for viewers' sake, the thing with John is John works third shift, so him being here is a little bit of a hassle for him. A
Yeah.
lot of times, the reason he's not here is because he's too tired from work and has to sleep. So,
Or he hasn't even got home.
or he hasn't even gotten home. We
'Cause they demand heavy hours from him as well.
we hold nothing against John.
Yeah, no.
John
But
is
it's fucking hilarious though.
But
John.
we will mercilessly mock him for it after.
Yeah. Oh, of
Oh,
course,
yeah,
of course.
obviously.
That's why I said someone needs to clip that.
Well, I mean, Ragnar's not doing anything.
Yeah, he's not. Well, no, he's playing a game, but you know.
But anyway, Dozak, are you going to assist in this this search at all?
So I'm not certain what I'm searching for. I know it's going to be demonic, but
Well, eventually he is going after Lug passes out. He is going to need something to give attention to. So he's going to go upstairs just looking for anything to do.
Well, you see that Zelapi and Dorian are kind of flipping through books. You notice that she has a tendency to kind of shimmy back and forth. She doesn't seem to value staying still. She's kind of like a swaying tree in the wind, really.
Oh, can I do
Of
something?
course he does.
Can I search for any music books?
You may.
Yeah. What do you want me to roll?
Roll investigation and a D100.
Excellent.
Me too.
No. This is
You want to look for
this to see if Ragnar one is any good at looking, and then two if it actually exists.
No.
All right, so let's see if it actually exists, and you just don't know about it.
No.
You don't find anything that resembles a music book, and there probably isn't even one in here anyway.
Excellent.
Oh dear.
I was just thinking, what can I do to add to this?
Well, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I just imagine you're just kind of sat behind Zelapi watching jiggling happening.
No, who wouldn't?
The mayor comes in to assist you.
What? Look at the jiggling.
not look at the jiggling.
He's trying the jiggling because he's married.
Window shopping.
I think
He's not an elf, damn it.
I think the best part of this is Orpheus is basically immune to this because this is his nanny.
Yeah. Well, you say immune.
Well, no, it's one of those things where it's like someone who's helped raise you. That's like being attracted to your mom. You know, you don't.
You've seen Pornhub recently,
No
haven't you?
comment.
No comment.
You haven't seen the internet.
No.
No, you have not.
I have just different parts of the internet.
Yeah.
Moving on swiftly.
God, you prude.
So anyway, Dorian, roll me a D4.
D4.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3.
After about 4 hours,
Mm-hmm.
you've gone through the entire Demonomicon. You've kind of narrowed it down to a handful of creatures that it could possibly be, according to this book. By cross-referencing silencing effects and ritual killings.
What have I narrowed it down to?
Well, the thing of it is, I've only prepared one.
Oh.
So, we're just gonna... So, you've narrowed it down to 3 hypothetical demons. And or devils.
Oh, only 3. That's good.
3 out of 2 books, though.
Yeah, that's a lot of demons.
Yeah, it's mostly because some of them are like, their activity
That's the
is
stuff.
primarily during midwinter, which it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them consume whole beings rather than just the heart. But one of the things that you did notice is that there are a selection of them who use silence as a tool.
Right.
Some of them do this by casting silence more or less like the silence spell.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them use some kind of object to contain voices.
Object to contain voices. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And one of them only affects mortal voices.
Mortal voices.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more about the last one.
Well, they're kind of similar to the previous one. They're kind of like a lower level version of it.
Interesting.
The effect is not produced by a spell, but is actually a defensive mechanism for them themselves.
So it's sourced. It will be sourced around the creature, not
Precisely.
something else.
And according to the Demonomicon, the reason for this is that their weakness is the sound of a mortal voice.
Okay. So those ones do it around themselves. The second one. So, well, two of them were you trap the voice in an object.
Mm-hmm.
Mortal. No.
Yeah, one of
You
them.
trap.
One of them
One of them
only
is-
affects mortals, and the other affects more or less everything because it hates. It itself cannot speak, and it hates to hear anything else that it can. It's kind of a jealousy thing.
Interesting.
It takes a special delight in something by torturing things that are screaming but can't even hear the sound of their own scream.
My brain is taking a very long process. Well, I point these out to the others for now, as I think for the mortal voices. I do minor illusion, and then ask the what. Are you technically immortal? Like ageless immortal? I don't know enough about Fae, so.
Well, she kind of looks. She's like, "Well, not all Fae are truly immortal, but members of the True Court, such as myself, are.
So you are immortal.
Our life force is renewed every season."
Then I push the book. I push the page with the one that takes the voices from those who are not mortal and say, "Does this seem correct then?" Give him a shrug.
And she looks at it. She's like, "Well, I wouldn't know for certain, but it certainly seems to fit the pattern you have."
Mm-hmm. I need to know more about that freaking elemental otter downstairs. Then so two take voices, put it into an object. I don't think that's it because it seems to be projected from the crystal, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense for it to be coming out of a body if there is.
Well, that's the operative question, isn't it? Did you actually determine what's being cast through the crystal?
Well, it's the case that I know something's being cast through the crystal via those calculations that Ragnar gave me. Well, gave us.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did
we
you
know it's been.
have any idea what type of spell that is?
I gave a small shrug.
I remember because I remember your thing was that you couldn't actually read it.
No, I gave a shrug.
Would you like to glean Cadissa's note?
This no, what was? Yeah, sure. Yes. I'm just trying
Okay.
to get these names sorted in my head.
Cadissa's the water genasi girl.
Ah. Yes. I'll look for that.
Okay. So, give me an Arcana check to kind of interpret what she said. Okay.
18.
18 passes.
Yay.
The DC 16, so you did good. You did a
It's
good.
still really low roll.
For you, it's a pretty low roll, but you have enough people around you that I assume you have a generous amount of help. So I've made a fairly low DC for it. You gather that this type of spell is probably relating to the sort of barrier that's permeating the town. Probably a spherical spell.
Makes sense. And all these references talk about essentially a radius around the creature, right? Or a radius.
Well, it speaks of a radius around a focus object.
A focus object. That changes it. All of them.
Because what you know about spellcasting is that the way a focus works is it kind of acts as a sort of amplifier for magic. Right? That's why arcanists like having arcane foci, because it's kind of like a catalyst for a reaction. Right? It lowers the reaction rate. But the larger the reaction you're trying to have, the more potent a catalyst you need to make it happen.
And we've got a very big catalyst right here.
Yes, as you well determined, it's a font of power that's actually overwhelming to you as an individual.
Maybe if we link our arms together, we can take the power.
Don't tempt me.
We'll do it Guardians of the Galaxy style.
Leave me out of it.
And also, then
let me see. Where are you, Mayor Alcas?
critical.
Okay. Does anyone want to make a perception check?
That's a critical.
I mean, I guess.
Again, there are different things you can notice. There's a reason why I made 2 rolls.
I noticed nothing.
Dozak is too busy trying not to look at the jiggling.
I will also.
Yep,
do a
I accept
perception
that.
to see how perceptive I am of giggling.
Giggle and the pure hatred.
Yep, that too.
I am way too focused on it.
Dorian
Dorian
doesn't really know why, but he knows that Mayor Alcas suddenly seems to have a small amount of perspiration, kind of at his around his temple.
What a sweaty bastard!
You get this
you get the very faintest sense of nervousness after he looked at the entry in the Demonomicon.
What magical source I got from him was just a faint elemental, correct?
It's because he has Genasi heritage.
Yes, I guess that just to make sure.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
No.
Well, we know of.
Well, it's more a case of he's not an aberration slash fey, fiend, or undead.
No, nothing like that.
That's all.
How long has it? It's been 4 hours.
It's been more than
Yeah,
been more than 10 minutes. That's gone.
Yeah.
I'm asleep.
So it does eventually start to go night.
I'm gonna put my guess down at that one, the one which can silence anything that's not practically immortal. For now, since that's the one that kind of makes sense at the moment.
Okay. You do hear from downstairs that the lady of the house has started to ring the dinner bell. You realize you've kind of been focused on this all day and haven't had lunch.
Intelligence is highly crucial. I guess we'll all make our way down.
I shrug. Why not? I feel like Lug didn't hear it since he's in deep sleep.
He's passed it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
just coming down, looking out the window. There's Lug on the ground, just like snoring thunderously.
Well, we can't hear him snore.
Well, we can. That's just the noises. That's just the noise of air passing through his big old nose and stuff.
Zellipe is like, well, I don't eat, so you're welcome to go along. I'll continue my research.
I'll stick with Zalapi.
Have fun.
Or if you're just kind of
illusion. Have fun.
rolls his eyes.
Nah,
Kozak is going to look at Ragnar like he's thinking about just grabbing him by the hair and just dragging him off to dinner as well. But
I'm actually not going to dinner. I'm just
then
going to
decides to
take a
just
stroll.
leave him.
I'm going to take a stroll outside.
You're gonna go outside and take a stroll.
I've been indoors all day. I'm bored.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm surprised you haven't just destroyed the house or anything like that.
Nah. Well,
Ragnar's passive
beautiful
perception?
ladies.
What's
my what?
Ragnar's passive perception?
Give me a minute. Blah 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 blah.
10 plus your wisdom.
It's literally on your sheet. It's 9.
Hold on. I'm having a look. Give me a minute.
It's under your skills.
It's under my skills.
Passive wisdom, in brackets, perception.
Oh yeah, 9.
Okay, so you're basically oblivious. Okay, cool.
Obviously, why would I? Why would I be? Why would I actually be paying attention?
Fair enough.
Yeah, I've just gone for a walk outside.
Okay, Ragnar goes off for a walk. Does anyone have a passive
Never
precision?
see him again.
Passive perception over 15?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
And he's never seen again.
You'll be happy.
Okay. So you sit down for dinner. It's it's rather quiet.
Really? Is it? Now, who did we just lose?
Ragnar.
Huh? What?
You lost Ragnar.
Yeah, right.
No. I mean, from voice. Someone.
No, that was rhythm.
Oh, that was rhythm. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
rhythm fucked off.
Yeah.
Oh, John has actually left the
He's
Discord.
probably been
as
AFK for too long.
well. Oh yeah, AFK in a channel by himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably kicked him.
Yeah. Then again, he was like getting mic'd up by his snoring. So
Yeah, but
it's not 20
his
minutes.
snoring was like intermittent, like every like 5 minutes or so. And when you're kind of in your channel by yourself with no sound, eventually
Oh, yeah, I
it
see.
goes like, oh well, you're not talking to anybody, so fuck off.
that's fair.
Whereas if he were in here with us, we'd be talking, and that would keep him from going inactive.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So, you're just kind of casually having dinner, Mayor Alcas. What's your passive perception? Oh. Okay, so you're having dinner, and Dorian, give me a perception because you'll be near enough.
19.
Okay, you notice that the quill next to the mayor seems to be moving every other time you look at it.
I stare at it. Stare intensely for a full minute.
Strangely enough, even as you're staring at it, it seems to somehow move without moving. Like its position just suddenly changes.
So it's
Roll another perception.
7.
Fucking awful, Simon.
I'm going to give you advantage because you have because you've noticed something is happening.
Also, he's getting bored that we are not figuring this out.
You notice
Frustrated
that
more like it.
you notice that there appear to be marks on the mayor's hands. As
What
you
kind of marks?
as you look at it, as you look at the fifth one going across, you realize they're tally marks. He's been counting something.
Have we got the silence?
We still do. I slowly turn my... Well, I keep staring at that weird quill for a bit, and I turn my head to the mayor and just give him a really questioning look. Confused.
You notice that you notice there appears to be like a drip of sweat down his face, and he just kind of looks at you confused at what's wrong.
Then I lift up my hand, that's the same side hand as his, and I to him.
And he
The
looks
same
at his hand. And he's like he sees the marks, and he seems very confused. Give me a perception check.
Actually, before I do that, I want to reach out and put my hand on the quill that's next to him.
Okay.
Just put my hand on it.
All right.
Try to hold it still.
Cool.
And may I do still do perception?
You've put your hand on the quill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Just,
wow.
Holding it there.
Uh-huh. And now you have... Oh, gosh. What just happened? Now you see that you now have 6 marks on your hands.
How many does he have on his?
6.
6. I immediately cast Detect Good and Evil again.
Am I assuming you're using your card?
I'm using my card this time.
Sorry, I'm just dragging the audience view over because for some reason something clicked my mouse and yeah. Okay.
Detect Good and Evil.
So just like before, you detect a Fae,
Mm-hmm.
an Elemental, a Faint Fiend, a Faint Fae, and 2 Faint Elementals.
Mm-hmm.
You also now detect 6 Fiends
Oh, that's not good.
in the room around you.
Could I point them out, given... wait, sorry. I hold out my other hand that's not been marked
Uh-huh.
to try to get everyone else's attention.
Why don't you slam the table?
Well, because I don't want to make it super obvious that I've all of a sudden can see these freaking fiends.
I mean,
They know I've
think
cast a
it's fair-
spell.
I think it's
They know
fair.
I've cast a spell, but they don't know what spell I cast.
Look, I think it's fairly obvious that we all noticed you behaving oddly and then cast a spell.
Yes.
I think
True.
that's kind of hard to miss.
But I still look around. Are they in the same room as us?
Yes.
I don't have fairy fire.
Don't we have holy water?
3, 5, 6.
I still have a water skin full of holy water. I never got rid of that.
Neither have I.
Ragnar's not there, remember?
I know, but he has.
Yeah,
the
because
holy water.
you're, I don't know, you're weird. You don't want to do things with this. Like,
No, I've
you
just
know.
been indoors all day and just getting a beer.
Don't be immune to that. I can't. Can I do that? One sec. Sorry, I'm just reading spell cards. Sorry, I'm just reading spell.
Oh, no, you're
Um,
fine. I just realized that they don't have a token. It's really annoying.
They're invisible, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Man, I should use... I'll do really quickly. Okay, yeah. Hold up my hand. Hold up my hand, and then quickly form into the. There's six demons around us. Very quickly, followed by. Should I do it? Should I?
Open with paint.net.
Can't do that. That's.
Oh, if you needed tokens, you could have just thrown.
It's more of I had to actually source an image.
Okay.
I thought I had already done this, but I hadn't sourced the images.
Awful, Brandon.
They'll be immune to that. So I don't know. Fuck it.
Okay, so that's now made. Yes, okay, fine. You can update. I don't give a shit. Okay, so what have you done, Simon?
Very rapidly, I would do minor illusion.
Uh-huh.
There's 6 fiends around us, so everyone can in the. I don't care if the fiends are followed by 2 firebolts towards the nearest one.
They're not
That's
that
a bit big.
They're not that big. Oh fuck. Can
Also look like
can the
slightly
mayor
men.
and thingy not? They're not. They're moving together for some peculiar reason.
You group them together or something? Oh,
No.
There you go.
They just decided they wanted to come along for the ride.
Everyone basically watches do wit pass a spell, then suddenly proclaim there's 6 using my illusion. There's 6 fiends followed by a firebolt towards the nearest one.
Can you see it though?
Detect good and evil, which tells
Oh,
where.
it pinpoints, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know if there's anywhere, if there is one within 30 feet, as well as where it's located.
Okay. So
Oh, actually, can I play something with rhythm, because I have a bit of music that would go quite well for a little
yeah.
demonic invasion.
Oh sure, go ahead.
Yeah. You don't have to like ask, just do it. Literally.
Hashtag just do it.
Do it.
Is that gonna work? Yay!
These mysterious fiends always appear in threes.
Groups
Oh, that's creepy.
no less than 3. Okay, you throw your firebolt. And what did you actually roll for it? Yeah.
Nope, not yet.
Yeah,
I'll see
rolling
if you
for the
let me.
firebolt will help me determine if you actually hit it or not.
I was going to see if you would let me.
Will there be a big bang?
22.
Yeah, that hits.
That's a 4.
Okay. It has resistance to fire damage.
So down to 2.
Oh.
You see, you hit it, and your fire seems to barely even touch it.
But these are now visible. Or are they still invisible?
They were never invisible.
Oh, we just never noticed them.
They're like, I think you're trying to make them look like a silence, if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't
Yeah.
remember them.
Yeah, that's the gimmick.
Yeah. That's why that was the cuts.
Yeah, that's
You know.
that's what the
Yeah.
hint was.
Yeah. I got it as soon as you said it.
When you look away, your memory instantly forgets.
Can I come walking through the door now? Just like, yo, I'm done.
Yo, what the fuck?
I'm just like, I'm gonna close the door now.
Yeah.
And then open it again, and then close. And then continuously do it.
Why did I? Why did I?
What is it, Simon?
No, it's more a question from him of why did I close it?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Why did I close?
Oh my god. What?
Hang on. The cries of virgins all they fear. Dorian, start screaming! You're opening. No!
Did you forget that you guys don't have voices right now?
Wait, we can ask the if we get the attention of what's her face, then she can scream.
She's not a mortal.
Oh, right.
Immortal.
Yeah, can I come back from my walk now?
Sure.
No. You ain't a virgin, so you're not going to help anyway.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, not even close.
Neither are you. Neither is Orphit. Yeah, literally Simon and maybe the young lady there, and Ong could be the only virgins.
So
Oh.
we've got the line of virgins over here.
Well, we know which side of the table's going to die first. Oh, and that music has finished already.
That was good music though.
Oh dear.
Hello.
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 Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. It's just very quiet.
I wonder if Brandon's crashed out.
Oh, maybe.
Oh no, if he has, that's the timing.
I know,
It's
right?
the way
Fucking hell.
It is.
That's
Hello. Hello.
Oh, sorry. In my motions, I must have clicked the mute on my actual physical mic.
Yeah, we got that.
I didn't crash out though, because the stream was still running and I saw myself moving. So
Good.
I
I
was
worried
just,
for a moment.
just about to say the timing of our technical issues is just on point.
Yeah,
it
obviously.
really is.
We have like someone falling asleep.
But yeah,
Every single time
I would like to
crashed out,
point out it
something
was
happened.
entirely incidental, the arrangement of you guys. Because my thing was, you have the mayor at the head of the table, Dorian as the guest of honor, his wife to his left,
His daughter.
and then, Dozak and Yagisa was already there, so I'm just like, fuck it, she can sit there, and then drag Dozak next to her. And then I'm just like, fuck it. Orpheus can sit at the end of the table, and then Aang can sit next to the other young people. Is how that happened. Also, it's not confirmed whether Dorian and Kadisa are in fact virgins.
I mean, with Dorian, how
I would
you can't
be
imagine him any other way.
Yeah. Even Simon, the person who created him, would be
I would be
surprised.
surprised.
Look, man, the streets are a tough place, okay?
So? Saying he hoed himself out, that is just rude. He's like a kid.
Dorian is a paragon of innocence. That's why I adore him.
Yeah, he literally is. He loves.
Sure.
Genuinely, he's just my paragon of innocence in the way it is.
No comment.
Yeah. I've thrown the firebolt. It's not taking 2 damage.
Yeah.
I know that it doesn't seem to be taking much damage.
Yep. So, what do you do now?
Well, I've done my action. I've done action. I've done the thing before that was Christ, that's loud.
Is it?
It's not for me.
Is it? It's not for me.
Really quiet on my end.
Yeah, I can barely even hear it.
It was
Yeah,
more a case
same.
with the previous music I could barely hear, so I bounced both
Ah.
boosted it up, and then this music was much louder.
Oh, I see.
Oh, the machine's great though.
I was disappointed in you guys because you didn't like call out that I put on Door Fortress.
I mean, I was just quietly nodding to myself, like, "Yep, that would be something that Ragnar plays, I'm sure."
But yeah, that's
Which are all
been
good,
my
isn't it?
action. I did before that. I did minor illusion to alert everyone. So that's still roughly in the air. That's my turn. If there's turns.
Well, you see, the thing of it is, this needs to be closed so that I can do the thing in here.
This music's too epic for what I'm doing right now.
Well, suck it up, princess. Oh
I'm
god,
sorry.
darkness again.
I haven't leveled up, so I can't counterspell it.
Oh no.
I hate
Suddenly,
you so much.
suddenly everything goes black. You find yourself in a dining room at a table, and you sit back down and resume your meal.
Except, we guys be aware that it just went dark.
And I still
Even if
have
we don't
detect-
remember.
You wouldn't.
I still have
Your
the
memory
detect
of the
thingy.
last few minutes vanishes, but Dorian suddenly realized that he can sense 6 demons around him.
Mm-hmm. But I can't see them anymore.
No,
So-
they only use the darkness long enough for the memory effect to occur, and then it goes away.
So it's going to be exact. Sit there. Then do my minor illusion, followed by another firebolt.
Well, except they're no longer in the room.
They're not in the room?
No,
I look. Well,
you can sense them about the house.
yeah, then I'll do I still do the cantrip of the 6 fiends around us. This is confusing. 6 fiends around us. They're in the house somewhere.
You would have the
You
memory
can-
thing.
you
as,
can- you can-
as seen in the as seen in Doctor Who, Brandon. The memory thing works. However, you do get confused.
Yeah, I am.
So like
confused.
you're like, wait, haven't I done this before?
Yes, that's the thing,
Eventually.
Tom. That's why it's like Dorian noticed slowly over time
Yeah,
Yeah.
the marks
Well,
occurring.
he also had his ability active.
yeah, I still have that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
what
now
I was thinking.
and now you can sense them. You can sense that they're kind of moving in groups of 3.
Oh, it's almost as if that's what the sheet says they do.
Yes, but you see, you don't remember.
No, it's just a case of it's crazy. So yeah,
Oh, God, no.
there's 6 fiends around us. How did I not detect these before? Why am I detecting them?
You notice that you have 6 marks on your hand, and the mayor has 6 marks on his. You're getting a deja vu.
I look really confused to everyone, and then do the universal sign of get up, and just start walking
Get out the house, I'd say.
to because I have no memory of this.
Oh,
You suddenly
Towards
you suddenly sense
side.
3 of them are suddenly out of your detection.
Yeah, these 3 are gone.
Ragnar,
still
where are
gonna go.
you?
I don't know, where am I?
You're there.
You're controlling your character!
You're
I
right
am?
next. You're very close to the door.
I wasn't moving.
Oh, yeah, I thought actually you were gonna walk in.
You
No.
realize you can move your own token, right?
Yeah, but you're focusing on your own shit. I'm probably like in the center of town at the moment.
You were just at the door.
Yeah, you were saying you were gonna go to the door and
Oh,
come in.
okay, yeah, okay, I'm gonna come in then. I thought you said I couldn't.
No, I said
Oh.
you did the open and close thing, remember? That's where we kind of left that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm standing here like.
You stand there, and all of a sudden you see these three men wearing these creepy black masks with glowing yellow eyes, and they just have like this perpetual smile on the mask.
I'm gonna use Thunderwave.
Okay.
Wait, shit, I can't. Fuck.
Oh yeah, that's right. You don't have verbal components.
Shit.
You notice that the way they move is rather creepy. They don't
You
walk.
think-
They kind of glide along the ground. And they just kind of glide right past you.
Okay, I'm gonna attack one with Phantom Song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
8.
8.
You quickly pull out your lute and you strum a chord on it, and the attack just kind of flies past them.
Okay, I was just like, the fuck?
As they, wow, okay, rhythm. As they move out of view, you instantly forget them.
Yeah, I then begin
now-
to walk in.
And now you're standing there with your lute out. And you're just like, wait a minute, what?
Okay, so I'm just gonna be like, what?
The other three have now moved outside of the house, and Dorian can no longer sense them unless he goes outside, and he's within 30
I was
feet
going
of
after them. I made a sign of everyone get up, and I was making my way out.
them. Okay.
Making my way towards them.
Orfear's gonna look at Aang with the like, stay here, and he's going to leap up after Dorian.
I walk in the house and like, the fuck's going on? Why is my loot out?
The mayor looks at his daughter with "Stay here" and runs off after you guys.
Where's everyone going?
Don't freaking know what
Cadissa
Satan is.
ignores her father and runs after you guys.
There would have been the minor illusion of the six fiends. You would have seen that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's part of why we're all jumping up and acting immediately. And seeing that she's ignoring her father, Dozak is going to gesture to Yagissa to stay here with Aang.
She nods.
So disappointed.
What's your movement speed, Dorian?
30 feet.
Okay, and what's
If I'm
there?
sprinting 60 feet.
Your sprinting speed is 60 feet. What
Yeah.
is you guys'? Oh, it doesn't actually have a movement speed for them. How useful.
Does it have a fly speed?
Oh no, there it is. Yeah, they have a fly speed of 45.
What is of? Fucking hell.
So they
As I said, this mystery is going to take about 4 sessions.
they kind of glide across.
Well, I would have thrown out a firebolt while I can.
4 sessions and John being asleep.
It's 120 feet, so it flies many fire.
Of course, you don't know what you're going after. You just know that there are 3 demons in a group moving 45 feet a minute away from you. Oh no, 45 feet every 3 seconds, or every 6
Yeah.
seconds.
So I'm just firing firebolt, basically. How many can I get out? Roughly.
Are those 3 going to run past me?
You've moved inside now. Remember,
Yeah, you would be inside.
Yeah.
you
But
just
then
you
I-
just come to it. You just walked in, and there's like there 3 of them are sitting there. You see like all this half-eaten food around.
Okay, I'm going to walk back outside because I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think...
It's worth knowing that Yagissa is... That illusion would still be hovering over the table, wouldn't it?
I would have It's dispelled. It's a very short.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
a very
I'm gonna
short-term
walk
thing.
outside.
Actually, no, it lasts a minute. Wow.
Oh.
You get tipped off that something's off because your guess has got a hand on her weapon, is looking around for a target.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Focus on them for the moment, though.
you kind of walk back outside, wondering what the fuck is going on.
As per usual.
And yeah, the demons just kind of keep chugging on. Dorian, are you gonna follow them?
I did say I was throwing firebolts at them. How
Okay,
many
so-
would I be able to get out on them?
Oh well, assuming you can throw
It's 120 feet.
120 feet, you can throw 2 every 6 seconds. Oh, but you're moving. Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
you can only throw 1 every 6 seconds.
it was a case of. Yeah, I can see that they're faster than me.
Yeah.
I'll throw 2. I'll just stand there and just start throwing fire.
Guess who they're not faster than, though?
You.
Wild shape, 50 feet movement.
Ooh.
Yeah. Can you sense them?
Well, all he
I
needs
can
is Simon to
fucking
fire
see
a
them,
fireball.
I can probably smell them
Yeah.
too.
Because they have the well out my point.
Well, they're demons, so do they have a smell?
That's the thing. They're all about discretion, aren't they?
Yeah. They wear masks, don't they?
Can I even still see? Can I see them at all by the time we get outside?
Well, considering it's dark, they have the ability to use darkness at will, and have true sight. I imagine they can probably outmaneuver you.
Oh, fuck!
Have I spotted them?
I'm not gonna waste the wild shape now. Then
If you can pass a perception DC 18, yes, you can spot them.
Ooh.
I'm trying it.
There's not stopping you.
Yeah, nothing but the dice. Okay, I was about to say nothing but the dice, but
He's got
apparently
it.
they're on
Main
my side
character.
today.
He's got it. He's got the main character. Bro.
Fuck you.
You can just about see something strangely moving into town.
Fuck it, I was
Well-
gonna run after it.
Right. Well, that's
You have the disadvantage of you don't actually have dark vision.
No, I
Not you, Dozak.
do. Oh,
Oh god. Yeah, that's a problem. It's a problem I'm just gonna have to deal with though. So yeah, Derek's just going to do that whole follow me gesture and is going to start running after these things.
Okay. Roll initiative.
Cool. Finally.
16.
Because these 3 are going to be annoyed by you and will respond.
Oh yeah, they never will be.
Ah, 17.
Come at us, fuckers.
We'll see how useful these people are.
Have I spotted them?
Dorian,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you control of Cadissa.
What's thingy did she go to?
She is Queen of Cups.
Queen of Cups. Cool. Oh, that's a really cool spell she has.
Air Nico. Make sure she's visible to everybody so you can actually see her and control her.
Her name's Cordia Alcas.
Kadira Alcas, yes.
She's very blue.
She's a water genasi.
You think?
Dozak, would you like to control Mayor Alcas?
Very low.
Oh god. I guess if you want me to.
Well, it's more the thing of I don't want to control 3 demons and the mayor and Orifere.
That's fair. I'll handle him, I guess.
Oh, he's at the
Holy
top.
fuck! Does he actually have that many hit points?
Wow.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah, holy shit! I forgot he's a high level.
He's a retired adventurer.
Okay,
Be an
yeah.
adventurer like you.
Once adventurer like
And
you.
then he got married.
Brandon, you're gonna have to draw the cards for.
I told
Leona?
you, Chariot, Empress, and Emperor.
He did say.
Yeah, I just didn't write it down.
Yeah.
You write everything down.
But it's not important for me
Okay, that's not right.
until now.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to give initiative for these guys as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I need initiative for Orifer.
Do I not need initiative?
You do need initiative.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a lot of spells.
Lug, I guess, is still asleep.
Yep.
He's fine.
Fast asleep.
I can't say as I blame him.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like Orifere's going first.
Syndrome.
It's Orifid, Dozak, the enemy, Dorian.
And then Ragnar bringing up the rear.
Just depends on who's rear.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot.
I'm a
You
slow.
may have all this nice stuff, but they all have verbal components.
Yeah.
He can Missy Step. He's got that. Oh god.
Okay, so Orifere is going to lease an attack from his longbow. It hits.
Main character syndrome.
You see the arrow sail through the air and go straight into the thing's chest. And you see it kind of silently stare back. It kind of tilts its head creepily and pulls the arrow out. It takes no damage because it's immune to physical damage.
Are you
Okay.
kidding?
Uh,
Well, let's hope my stuff works.
You guys will get the hint eventually, I'm sure.
Is he gonna do anything else?
He's going to be very confused. And he doesn't have anything he can do that doesn't have... Oh, wait, no. He gets... So, I have made one adjustment to the rules for this.
Mm-hmm.
If you have an innate spell that you get a free cast, I'm allowing you to use it without any components.
What do I get a free cast on?
Okay.
I know it's something.
So-
basically,
Recast on healing
2.5 Pathfinder rules.
Yeah, pretty certain the innate spells do that most of the time.
I don't...
Like my
I
one
see,
too.
I don't know. I never question it, and I've never thought about it, but I'm stating specifically for this case.
Okay.
If you,
Well,
so,
yeah, it
Orifere
makes your
has a
character
once
make
per
it
day
really
cast
more
of
powerful.
branding smite.
So he runs up to them and tries to smite them.
Yeah, you have to hit a creature with a weapon attack.
Right. So then with bows. That makes sense.
Yes, that's why I love branding smite. Oh no, wait, fuck, I may be wrong. Orifere's not level 5 yet, is he?
No.
Fuck. Okay, Orifere's useless.
So ignoring that.
Yeah, ignore all that. Orifere's just. Wait, no, he has searing smite though, which is also a 1 a day for him.
Yeah, Searing Smite is what I used before.
Yeah, I was excited because like, oh, this one works with bow, but Orifere's not high enough level. Fuck. Okay, so we're going to searing smite
Strike
instead. Yeah, now this has to be a melee weapon.
So he runs up with lefty or righty.
Well, see, the fun part is he can't run. So basically,
feet.
for the next, he's going to use this time to draw the weapon. So he'll draw his his short swords, and he'll cast Smite to have it ready to go for next turn.
Zach.
Oh wow, it's me already.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're second.
Uh huh.
Okay. So let's see.
Hey,
do I have the movement for
Sophie,
this?
how are you?
Yep, I have the movement for this. I'm moving right into the middle of them, and I'm gonna do this. And that should have been a spell card, for fuck's sake.
Gonna say then. I mean, that doesn't require a verbal communication. You should be.
Isn't Thunderclap directional?
Pretty sure it's
hold
just
on.
Within range.
Yeah.
Okay.
a 5-foot blast from me.
It can be heard 100 feet away, so all of us have heard that.
So yeah, just gonna announce the start of combat with a fuck off loud thunderclap.
Okay, so
there.
everyone needs to make a Constitution saving throw against your spell.
No, because the range is 5 feet.
Yeah, so all these people.
Yeah, we hear it. It just.
Oh,
affect
okay.
us.
Sorry.
All
Yeah.
these.
Range is 5 feet. You can be heard
Yeah.
100 feet away. Okay.
Right, DC 13. And yeah, the damage was already rolled there.
2.
Yeah, but it's AoE to all three of them, so hey,
That's
nice.
a good one.
Well, you
That's
want to
good
know
one.
the fun part of that?
Are they immune to thunder?
They have resistance to lightning damage.
Don't they have
Oh.
resistance to?
They're demons a lot.
Yeah.
Can't we speak to them?
We can't speak.
You don't have voices.
Oh. Can't we use writing to speak to them?
Why would they want
You assume they care to read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
So they take half of 1.
No damage if they succeed.
Yeah, if they succeed their save, they take no damage at all from it. Oh well. I'm doing best I can because nothing else I have will do anything to them. Let's see, what was that? That was just one action. I moved. I still got my bonus. What do I want to do? I want to do anything with that? I don't think I have anything I can do with the bonus action right now. I'm not going to wild. Do I want to wild shape? Yeah, not right now. All right. Okay, Mr. Mayor, what are you going to do? Oh, what are you going to do, you useless motherfucker? Well, apparently he's got a spear, so
They're resistant to invisible damage.
yeah, you're
Take
right.
No damage from physical damage.
Okay, so the level 16 sorcerer is going to stand over there and go, yeah, you can...
It's almost like these things weren't designed to be fought by sorcerers or things that do physical damage.
So everything can't hit it.
Well, he'll pull out a dagger just so he's got a weapon, but otherwise there's not a damn thing he can do.
Now it's the enemy turn.
Okay, well,
I'm about to take a beating, aren't I?
I wanted to say that this is a ability that they have, but for some reason abilities can't be put into roll. But they have purely innate casting.
Right.
Just to let you know.
Yep, because of course they do.
But the first one is going to turn to Duzak.
Bring it, motherfucker.
Ren Soul.
Does the 15 hit? I think that 15 will get me. Yeah.
Doesn't. The 10 miss is a pretty certain.
Yeah, the 10 is a miss, 15 hits, 6 misses?
No, 6 is damage.
That's the damage. You have to make.
What does it
You
say
have.
attack there?
It does say
It just. I don't know why it says that.
Yeah.
It shouldn't, but if you further read the spell, you have to make a DC 12.
Yeah,
Constitution save.
that attack is a 1d20, so that's not right at all.
Yeah, I don't
it's
know why it's done that.
Because character sheets are stupid. Anyway.
So you need to make a save.
Yeah. DC 12?
2d4
Yes.
necrotic. That should be 3d6 necrotic.
That's the claw attack.
Oh, that's just the claw? Okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting for. Oh, do you want me to go on and roll? I'll go on and roll the life drain as well. So you need to make a saving throw against 12.
Con.
16.
Success. You take 5.
Okay, you success. So you take 7 necrotic damage and 14 slashing damage.
It's almost like Lug would be really good for helping here, but oh well.
Except that they don't take physical damage.
Physical damage.
No, just as a tank.
Yeah,
But,
he'd just be tank to stand.
No, that's
Yeah.
true.
He would still be able to beat. He would still be able to like push them around and like step on them and shit.
So that was the first one. Here comes the second one.
Oh, that was only one of them. Okay, that's a miss. That's a miss. I'm glad that attack
Yeah.
roll doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, I'm glad as well. So
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, you might want to peg.
the actual roll is 8. Okay, so you take 4. And then the third one will attack you as well, just because you're literally the nearest target.
That's a hit.
Yeah, I'm going down. There's no
That's
ifs, ands, or buts about it. I should have wild shaped. Oh well. Doesn't even matter. The first attack will down me.
Ooh. So that's 10. Takes you down, and that's 2 death saves you failed. Because it's on the ground.
Do they keep attacking me?
Yes, it's a multi-attack.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, you'll fail 2 death saves. Excellent.
Yay!
Well, you've nearly been kicked out of this.
And we don't have any healing, do we?
No.
You have spell beads. Because I like you, I'm going to remind you that the party has spell beads that do healing. Because I'm sure you've forgotten.
No,
I'm sure I don't have them, so I don't have them on me.
You
'cause
can't use them anyway. You're unconscious.
I've got them.
I have a few, I think, but I might have given mine to Simon.
So that'll be their turn.
Mm-hmm. Next is... Oh, it's me.
Dorian.
Excellent. So that changes what I was going to do. I know how the spell beads work, right? I can throw... Is it throw them at...
When they break, they will release a 5-foot area of spell.
Yeah, then I'll throw it at those like spell bead.
Okay.
Wait, why is that?
Healing word. Healing word is 1d4 plus spell casting. Is it my spell casting or is it something innate?
Wait, what?
The healing word is 1d4 plus my spell casting ability modifier.
Oh no, it won't be yours. It'll Assume it's 15.
So 15. That rounds to +3, correct?
I believe so.
You get 7 HP.
That's literally not enough to survive even one attack, but
Nope.
I'll
but
take it.
It's on your. It puts you on your feet.
Well, it's on you to decide whether you want to alert them to the fact that you are conscious again.
Yeah.
Not immediately, not until he's ready to act. He's not. He is.
And I'm gonna prepare burning hands for when they get close to me. When they get anywhere near closer to me, I'm waiting for all of them to be within 15 feet, basically.
Okay.
Because one of them's within 15 feet, the other two are 20 feet. Meanwhile, our wonderful friend over here, because she has the chariots, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
She has
Chariot
Chariot,
over here.
Emperor, and Empress.
She's going to. I don't know how she. But she's going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
When she raises her card, similar to the way yours burns away, hers kind of pops like a bubble of water.
Just evaporates.
Yeah. So it kind of like puffs into steam.
And right here, a massive, I'll presume it will be a massive fisherman trident comes, and she immediately causes it to slam into one of the people.
Okay.
So she has a attack modifier of +5. Nope.
She's extremely disturbed by the masks of these things and just their overall creepiness that she's never really experienced anything like this before. They fill her with dread and foreboding, and she just kind of reflexively throws it, but she doesn't use her skill to aim it.
That's action, bonus action, right? So the move action to be. Does she still have exhaustion 1? Okay. It's going to probably be. Yeah. She'll cast Rail Frost.
Okay.
Public.
They do have immunity to cold, or not immunity, resistance to cold damage.
Yeah, but it's still half. It still puts it half.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
No. She doesn't do that. It appears and nothing happens, basically.
She throws it at them, and you kind of see them. They kind of they don't even bend. They just kind of glide out of the way. It's really quite disturbing.
I'm having the best rolls tonight.
I believe that makes it Ragnar's turn.
Yes, I will cast the usual.
Simon.
Simon? I'm not casting Simon.
Hold that thought. Simon, I'd like you to make for me an insight check to see if you... no, a history check. To see if you remember what you read in the entry about these things.
11.
I'm going to give you advantage because I just really want you to know this. You have the sense that each one of those things has about 158 hit points. Okay, Ragnar, continue.
I'm gonna run away.
So what I'm understanding is one hag didn't kill us, so you're going to send 6 at us.
No, these are not things you're meant to fight head on. That's the hint. Dorian read how they're supposed to be defeated.
Did I?
Yes.
This would have been imperative information to know at the time.
Yeah, thanks for remembering this after I had been put on the dirt.
Yeah, thank you for
it's right here in the description of them in the character sheet. These mysterious fiends always appear to be clad in black, blah blah blah. The cries of virgins are all that they fear.
already been over this.
And we can't talk.
Do you remember how they capture voices?
No, I don't.
Well, it's okay. You can look it up later.
Because there's
Shall we-
multiple. There was multiple creatures, so I don't know which one you're talking about at this point.
Well, now you've gotten a look at them. If you can think to somehow write anything down about them so that it doesn't rely on you directly remembering.
Well, I can't do anything at the moment. It's not my turn.
Yeah, I know it's not your turn. Think about it. Okay, Ragnar, what were you going to do?
Just run.
You've seen these things. They've deflected everything that's been thrown at them, and you saw them basically.
Welcome back, sleepyhead.
You basically you.
I passed out.
We know.
We know. It's okay.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
So
I fell asleep trying to jump up. And
Lug,
look in the
roll
window
initiative.
And the dryad or
What?
whatever she.
Roll initiative.
yes.
Mhm.
I'm too tired
Yes.
for combat. Nope, somebody
night.
else.
Oh, okay. That's
Okay,
fine.
well, just so you know, you failed to protect because Dozak was on the ground unconscious. with
Dozak
two
got
failed
crushed
death
in
saves.
one turn.
Well, that sounds like Dozak's problem. I'm going to bed.
That's
Wow,
fair.
you are a shitty defender.
Well, you don't know Lug's story. Have a good night. Have a good night, John.
It is 4 p.m. and I have to work again tonight.
Yeah, no, you go to sleep. Good
Yeah.
night, John.
Yeah, night.
I'll take it easy.
Yep. Okay. So, Ragnar, you've just seen everything that everyone's thrown at these things basically get deflected. And you saw them basically trample Dozak.
I'm just gonna.
Walk away.
Maybe just a little.
Remember that after you turn away from them, you have about 15 seconds, and then you forget you even saw them.
Basically, I think if we all turn around, they should just leave, shouldn't they?
Probably.
Wait, do I have to be over him, or can I throw a spell bead at him?
I've thrown a spell bead at him already.
Can
Yeah.
I throw another?
You may.
I'm gonna throw a green spell bead at him,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna turn around and walk away. I'm just gonna be like, nope, bye.
Or 1d4.
Roll
Wow.
1d4 plus 3.
Well, at least now I know who to prioritize when it comes to save someone's life.
Except,
Hey, I say,
except that what's going to happen, what you need to realize is that 15 seconds after you disengage, you're going to forget you even fought them.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
All of this will be a memory that we
You're
will
going
have.
to be very confused because you're going to have remembered you were sitting at the dinner table. Dorian did something, and then you were outside laying on the ground feeling like you've almost died.
Mhm.
Is what Dozak is gonna remember. Mayor Alcas, will you be our savior?
You're
Mayor
at 13
Outcast.
HP.
What? Let's see. Well, he could run up to them and shank them with a dagger.
No, that's not it. I'm making a wisdom save. Okay. He has enough foresight. He makes a note. He's
And this is why I shouldn't play your NPCs, because I'm stupid.
It's gonna go shank him.
it's more like I'm giving you a little bit of plot armor. Is what's happening.
Yeah, because after that performance, I need it.
You see Mayor Alcas scribbling a note on his own arm. He's not even fucking with the paper. He's just writing something. Okay, so Ragnar's turned away.
Now it's Orifir.
Orifir sees this. Let's see how wise Orifir is. Oh, I feel bad for myself.
What, for making these characters?
No, for engaging with them. Because I'm leaving it up to fate as to whether Orpheus actually decides to engage or not. It all comes down to this roll. No.
Time to get smited.
Orpheus runs in to this one. Oop, he doesn't stand on top of him.
Yeah, that'd be creepy.
He runs into that one, and he is going to. Did Orpheus take dual wield? Please God. Fighting style, 2-weapon fighting.
Awesome.
So he's going to lefty and righty.
Nope. Nope.
Oh God. Well, what is their actual? Their armor class is 14. No. And you see it kind of like dodge out of his attacks. And then Orpheus realizes at that moment he fucked
You done
up.
fucked up.
You done fucked up now.
Then it's Duzak's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Dozak, I'm going to allow you to have the wisdom that you probably shouldn't move.
Well, yeah, he's kind of confused. I don't know if he even would yet, since he would be incredibly confused because
It
Well,
hasn't
it's
been
not
15
just-
seconds.
Yeah, it was
the
being-
last second he was aware he was sitting at the dining table.
No. It
15
hasn't
seconds
been
haven't
15
passed.
seconds.
Oh, it hasn't yet.
No.
Okay.
No.
Not since you lost sight of them, which would have been when you made your death save like 12 seconds ago.
6.
6 seconds ago. There you go. You haven't forgotten them yet.
Didn't even make a
Alright,
make a death save. He just was sliced at.
Unless one of them is aware that he's conscious, he's going to stay very still.
That's fine. That makes it
Is,
their turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear. What was Orpheus' armor class? Oh, fuck, it's 16. Okay.
That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Oh dear.
All your hits dead. All of them hit.
Orpheus needs to make a save. Oh no, Orpheus.
That soul rend does need to roll a recharge though, or it doesn't go off.
No. There are 3 of them.
Yeah, there's 3 of them, so there's 3 charges in each. So there's 9 in total.
Yes.
Okay.
We've done 3 so far, so that's 1 each. Now it's going to be 2.
Okay, he passed, so he takes half the necrotic damage. So he takes
Suffer with me.
18, 22,
Oh.
28.
You want to, Brandon? Do you want to know
Four.
what's really dumb on my part?
What?
I moved there planning to use a spell that would absorb their elemental damage, so I could have reduced the damage I took, but I didn't.
Sorry, where was
Actually,
I?
necrotic.
All right, 18,
32.
18, 22, 28, plus 4 is 32. Jesus fucking Christ, that leaves
32.
Orpheus at 12.
Mm-hmm. The next one moves up.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
That's a hit. That's a miss. And the soul rend. That's a hit.
Well, the soul rend doesn't
Yeah, it's
actually.
an AoE.
So that that takes Orpheus to 0. So Orpheus is now out.
And it's taken 1 death save as well because of the rend.
Oh. Poor Orpheus. Oh. That's not the one I want. He's not dead. Here you go. He's knocked out. We'll go with that one as being knocked out. And then he's failed a death save.
So, Brandon, just something to note. Probably should have described how these things were,
When we read them.
No, when they were having like fireballs hurled at them, that it was having nearly no effect.
I literally said, you see that they basically ignored the fact that they've been hit by a fireball, is what I said.
Well, you didn't make a big enough deal about it then, if you weren't,
Yeah,
if you weren't supposed to fight them.
I presume it's given it was 2 damage. 2 little on a lower scale.
Yeah, I wasn't getting the impression we weren't supposed to fight them.
Nope, neither was I. These are some of the guys.
Maybe we should disengage.
So yeah, do disengage action and run.
Well, Ragnar has basically disengaged.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's more a case of Orifir and maybe.
Well,
Joseph,
if if a powerhouse was just knocked out, what the fuck am I meant to do?
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mayor Alcas, Dezak, I imagine he just uses minor illusions, basically fucking run. I assume that's his action.
Yeah, because there's literally nothing he can do in this situation at all.
Yeah, I could do that.
So just
Good.
Oh god, what the fuck even was that movement? Oh, whatever.
That was him running over to grab his daughter and drag her away. He's like, nope. Sorry, honey. This is not a battle we're fighting. Alright, Dorian, what are you going to do?
Toss a spell bead at Orifir,
Okay.
because I've got 3 of them. He gets 5 HP. That's an action, right, to do that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I can't do that. Sure, I will save that for next turn, because technically I was still be able to. So yeah, let's start making
Okay.
our way back.
They stare at you.
I've turned away.
Yeah,
don't care.
I'm just saying they're staring at you as they see Dorian go away. They move along.
And I immediately cast minor illusion. What's their name? Because I presume they would have a name, right?
Yes.
That I read in the book. I
Yes.
put their name down, floating above the dinner table.
Okay. Yagis is just really fucking confused because there's now just the word gentleman floating in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
You probably want to put in
Yeah, something about
brackets.
gentlemen.
Just put in brackets.
These are the feeds. Close brackets.
The
Okay.
Philippines stick to them.
Something like that.
Okay. So the gentlemen have now moved on. Orifir is just going to move.
Those orifices
Gently crawl over to Dozak and just kind of shake him a little bit.
No, Dozak will literally, the moment those things have moved off, he'll literally be springing up and
He's had 2 spell
falling off.
Yeah.
I'm just inside like.
Orifir follows
What happened
suit.
to you two?
Orifir comes in and just kind of.
Do you two just collapse on the floor now?
Orifir just kind of fucking falls into a seat and just kind of stares at ceiling.
Yeah, Doug's gonna sit down with pretty much the same kind of look.
It's one of those things, like normally Orpheus is a very stoic person, so you can tell he's just like he's very shaken about this.
Guys,
Doesn't
have you guys
remember.
just been up for a run?
And then just as suddenly as you sat down, you
I haven't sat down. I'm standing still.
yeah, you guys just kind of forget what just happened.
Guys, did you
Yeah.
guys go for a run?
Honestly,
Orpheus like I don't feel like I've been for a while. You just see that there's like tears in Orpheus' armor and everything. You
I mean, we're probably both covered in horrible claw marks.
yeah, you've got horrible
definitely
claw
wouldn't have
marks
been.
that have just kind of been stitched together by some kind of magic.
Shit.
Yeah, like, just
Dora's gonna
barely.
use the floating test that he drew because it's got his rainbows. I don't know.
I'm gonna
Rainbow
go
colours,
run
sure.
upstairs
and just
get
be
that.
really confused.
and
Yeah,
get the
no,
sexy
no,
lady, see
you
if she
don't
can
even.
help
As soon as Aang saw Orpheus coming in like that, he immediately dashed.
to her. Yeah, good.
Yeah, and she kind of comes down and is like, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And you see her kind of float over to Orpheus. Of course, the one who's special to her because, ward and all that.
For fuck's sake.
And
Mhm.
she casts the healing spirit.
I get out my bag to throw a green orb at Dozak, but realise that one of them's missing.
And yeah, so she and then she kind of drags Dozak over too, so he can also be party to the healing spirit. And
Yeah, reluctantly, but he's not going to argue or refuse. Just going to be very, very freaking suspicious.
yeah, so
just
how long does this last?
Some minute?
It lasts for
Up to a minute.
A minute.
Yeah,
To
so
10
yeah.
minutes.
that's
Yeah, I
that's
can
10 times
click
that.
this and I can click this and throw up the
Yeah, just
thing.
what is it? Uh,
Up to 1 minute.
is it 1d6? Yeah.
Yeah, 1d6.
Okay, so 10d6.
Nine.
If he uses a higher spell slot,
Nine.
it does heal more.
She doesn't
That's
have
up to her,
that.
though.
She doesn't have that available.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you want to just roll 10d6?
That's what he's doing.
There you
Yeah.
go. 30.
30 in total.
So that puts Orpheus up to he had what did he get from you, Dorian? 7?
I rolled a 3, so it'd be 6.
6. Okay, so 6 plus the 4 from a minute ago is 10 plus 30 puts him at 4. Okay, so he's more or less back to he's mostly to full health.
Alright. How much overflows onto me then?
No, I'm rolling it as you both get 34.
Yeah,
from-
you're both in the same spot.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah, so you're both are getting
Okay.
34 from the healing spirit.
You just see Dorian recasting the same cantrip again, and he just says the gentleman. So really confused at the moment.
Yeah, Donut's going to see him do that and is going to to grab a piece of paper and write down what he's got conjured up there, so he can stop doing that. Because, goddamn, those are some garish colours.
Bright rainbow with little sparkles around and everything.
Mayor Al Ghul shows, or Mayor Al Ghul, Al-Khas,
What the heck? Wait, what? Rach is here.
shut up. He shows you his arm where he wrote down fiends, masks, all the immunities and resistances.
So everything.
Would that get the light bulb in Dorian's head of reading up about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
You've
Dorian
now successfully identified the demons.
Dorian disappears upstairs and gets the book.
Finally.
Gets the book, brings it back,
Oh god, was I
and
just...
just slams it onto the table. Turns it to the page with that, and
Oh, that's
You
bad.
see Zella P, she kind of like flicks her hands and the book kind of just falls through some kind of fairy portal onto the table, and she helps Dorian get through to it, and you find the page about the gentleman.
I write something down saying, "Could you do that while we're having sex?"
So I'm just gonna read.
She just
Everything on that
kind of
page.
ignores Ragnar's advances.
Doran's gonna read everything on that page.
Okay, so what you know about the gentleman is they appear in threes. It's said that they're said to be faceless, which is why they wear masks. It says that they have to be created. It mentions some kind of ritual involving 5 deaths and a 6th. It tells you that they steal the voices from entire villages using some kind of magical item. And that the only thing that's harmful to them is believed to be the cries of a virgin.
How the fuck are we going to be able to do that? Wait. The Fae, they can't have sex.
I would have thought.
They can have sex. They can't have sex with mortals, and also
I point to the the steal the voices from the magical item, and then minor illusion. We need to find this item.
There you go. So
Is that our next time?
yes, that is our next time because it is extremely late for this.
Yeah. Sounds like he's going to scribble out something just to add to the end of that. Like, if it's the pillar, we are screwed.
Well,
We can't break that.
What Dorian would have realized by now is that oh dear. What Dorian realizes is that basically they probably this magical item they use to steal the voices probably has an effective range, and they probably use the arcane glass.
As a foci.
They probably use the arcane glass to contain their victims in that range. Because they probably don't carry it around with them.
Mm-hmm.
And if they had to chase a victim out of the range of it, they would probably be susceptible.
So basically, Misty stepped through that portal.
Easy.
Well, yeah. But,
Random
I mean,
magical item, and we can save. Then Dorian can go around screaming for 2 hours. Easy.
Yeah, easy. You just gotta figure out where they would hide out.
I don't think they would hide out, honestly.
Plus, given the fact that there's some ritual and 5 deaths, plus a 6th.
Considering that they
There's
can't.
more people dead in the village.
They're probably hiding out where those dead people are. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's just one. It's got to be more.
Yeah.
Maybe we use Doctor Who logic and we go underground.
Oh no.
Well, hilariously.
It's
To a level time.
Break.
But yeah. This is a slightly different adventure to the ones we've normally had, I would say.
Yep.
Because, I thought, just going around bashing monsters all the time isn't a little bit boring. It gets a little samey. Gotta shake it up every now and then. Here's the thing, you can't fight directly. I suppose you could if you were a fighter who was like an arcane arcane archer? Or possibly like an arcane trickster rogue, maybe? But even then, you'd have to be pretty fucking high level. Oh yes, it also says in big bold text, kind kind of at the bottom of the page. It just kind of like scribbled in the margin. It says, "Do not engage directly."
Uh,
Yeah, good thing you totally told us about that
Yeah, I'm so
when
glad.
he was reading the book.
Yeah.
whose idea was it to chase them?
I don't remember.
I mean,
Dorian's.
Dorian was the one who jumped up to go after them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whose idea
I
was it
wouldn't
to
have if I
attack them
knew.
head on?
I
can-
don't think it was
wasn't
anyone's
very
idea
good.
to attack them head on. Dorian was throwing fireballs at them, and they eventually stopped and engaged.
Nah, true. Anyway, I need to piss off and do this thing where you shut your eyes and then it's light again. So it's been fun as usual. I'll see you probably at the same time next week.
Same time next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.